Today on the Games for Life podcast, we're going to be talking about the Microsoft conference, all the details around the games that were announced around that. So be sure to tune in. Also going to be talking about the new news regarding to Hideo Kojima partnering with Microsoft and a whole lot more. So tune in here at the Games for Life podcast. What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Gamers for Life podcast for each and every Friday/Saturday discussing all things games. I'm one of your hosts, Jarrell. With me is my co-host, Arthur Thomas. What's up, my guy?
Nothing much. Realizing I forgot to lint roll my shirt because these fucking cats. But whatever. All good.
Hey, good to be in person recording with you. And then, of course, we got my man Church in the building.
Yeah. It feels good. Feels good. I think this is the first time I actually been on the couch, the infamous couch.
That is true. That is true. So welcome, my friend.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course. Yeah, happy to have you here. We got a bunch of shit to talk about, and then obviously a lot of stuff around Overwatch. So I'm glad that you and Arthur, were able to contribute, put all our minds together for all this crazy news. You know, it's crazy. There's some weeks where it's like, a couple things happen, let's talk about it. And then there's others where it's like, oh, holy shit.
I still remember that one week where it's like, I think we were missing each other, like, man, it might be a slow week. And like next morning, Xbox bought Activision Blizzard for like $69 billion.
Yeah.
Like that was our little text scroll. It was like, might be a slow week. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Next morning, us both sharing the link. What the fuck?
Right, yeah. And then I remember like Church was like, bro, I was like driving or I forgot what happened as far as when you find that out. You're like, I'll send it to everybody. Like it's just like a wild
dude. I think I woke up at like 4 a.m. and saw the news and had to send it out to everybody.
Crazy stuff. So if you are watching this, hello, and sorry that there hasn't been so many other videos, just trying to get some quality together here for the podcast, but nevertheless, hello, we have a bunch of videos here in the YouTube channel, so be sure to like and subscribe here, click the notification bell so you can be updated on the episodes for when they release. Planning to do some more in-person video episodes, so be sure to check that out. Arthur also does the streaming for on the channel as well, and it was funny when you, me, and or Arthur, myself, and Ivan, we did a Best Buy run. We had an emergency. We had to go do the Best Buy.
I think since I've owned an Xbox One to my Series X, I think I've officially hit a baker's dozen of controllers I've fucking gone through.
Wow.
I have I have the worst luck. Like, so with my last controller, the up started working almost mid-match of Overwatch. Me, Victor, and Ivan were playing Overwatch, and also we're ready to queue, and I scrolled down to look at something. I couldn't go back up, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I did the whole Xbox home settings, and like in Xbox, you're able to test, like, see if your buttons work. You're able to configure it to see, like they call it like the control labs or accessory lab thing.
Yeah.
Yep, up wasn't working.
Oh shit.
So and then when we were at Best Buy, I was mentally planning on only buying a controller, but I forgot. Fuck, my headset broke the last week too because it broke it broke the ears, and I think we were talking how like when I buy a new headset, I need to see if there's like sizes or something because I think that one like
how
broke.
Far does it expand?
I have a big head. Like we were talking about it. Like my Rams hat I got at SoFi is an extra large, and they have the size on it, and that still doesn't like really fit me comfortably. Damn. So I think with I will say this: so the last headset I had, it was the snuggest of all the headsets. So I think just after years of it slowly being pushed out, both the plastic hinges so it was dangling, and I just couldn't do it. But I will say this: the new headset I have, $25 is one of their Turtle Beaches, comfiest one I've had.
Nice. Well, good to hear. I remember too. We were talking about Boyfriend Dungeon. You were streaming that,
yeah.
And I first I thought there was videos that it was recommending me. I was like, why is it recommending me this? Because it was like this bad, different thumbnail art. I was like, oh, that's our channel.
Why is YouTube recommending me like this anime version of Salt Bae with his abs and a red sword?
Yeah, so I thought that was funny. But yeah, be sure to check out. And then we have audio episodes as well. But as far as for everything connected to Gamers for Life, if you want to see just everything related to us, go to linktree.com/gamers4life, the number 4 life. So you can just get updated on all the stuff as far as for our channel and just our brand, everything Gamers for Life. And here at the Gamers for Life podcast, we read the news while you can watch or listen to what you choose by clicking on the links, the time codes within the description of the episode, so you can be updated on the specific part of the show that you want to check out. Or you can just hang out with us here at the Gamers for Life podcast, and you definitely want to for this episode, because by golly, a lot of stuff we're going to talk about here. But we're going to start off with the Microsoft conference, which is one of the main pieces of news that that occurred last week. Before we get into the deep dive of each game that we care about, tell me about your initial impressions of the conference. How did you like it? How did you feel it was comparative to the PlayStation State of Play, even though that might not be a fair comparison, but nevertheless, just general impressions. I'll start with you, Church. What do you think?
So my initial impressions of this conference is it was solid. I thought it was a really good, great conference for me. I'm new to the Xbox ecosystem. I just returned again with the Series X. I had the original Xbox. So this conference for me, it answered the questions that I was looking for, because the primary reason I got the Series X was the promise of Game Pass. And with the delays of Starfield and Redfall, I was wondering, like, what am I going to get? Like, should I keep my subscription services? And they gave me that roadmap. So for me, I was like, this is awesome. And I think it targeted the audience, my demo, the people that wanted to know. So I thought it was a pretty solid overall.
Nice. What about you, Arthur?
Yeah, definitely Game Pass. I have kept our tradition live drill. I watched recording of it. I didn't watch it live because it was Sunday morning, and I don't do mornings unless I have to. Right. Via work. So I watched it last night on IGN via Pizza and Beer. So nice. that was fun. And yeah, it was definitely like said Joe, like I was predicting, the phrase Game Pass was everywhere. Right. And I definitely like the theme. I definitely like Church was saying, the roadmap. That was like the theme of the whole show of like the next 12 months. Because I think that's one thing. Because one thing, you're like a 2.0, you're saying like either A, this year, or B, what's coming now. Yeah. And then Xbox is like, everything we're gonna fucking show you.
Everything. All this stuff, Jarrell. Shut your fucking mouth.
Everything we're gonna show you is everything they showed us is coming within 12 months, and then the vast majority of it, Game Pass and or xCloud. Yeah. As a showcase as a whole, I think they have a new record of the pre-counter, because I always bitch of how like showcases have like an hour-long countdown timer. Why was this one a 3-hour fucking counter? I almost immediately, because we did a group chat going for of course for the recording today and other shit, but I almost immediately put in the recording. I'm taking a stance. I'm not watching this fucking showcase when I saw the IGN video of it was 7 hours. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking YouTubing like top 10 shit. That's it. I'm not fucking watching
it. And I feel bad for those guys too, because they have to talk about anything for 7 hours prior to the fucking
True.
Prior to, just to get the engagement, get the people that are on the actual like app or whatever, or on YouTube channel. So it's like, God, like their jobs suck.
So the actual only like showcase like heart of it was like hour and a half, 2 hours. There was post show stuff or the extended thing. And they're like I said, the 3-hour thing. So like say if you want to catch it, and if your video is longer than let's say 2 hours, you're gonna have a big pre-show thing, and there's like some post-show stuff in there. But again, for me, when I looked up the IGN video, because they're just my go-to, I was like 7 hours,
right?
But no, right. But like I said, I did love the show.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I thought it was a really solid conference. I don't think it was their best conference, just compared, because they've had a lot of great conferences over the years.
Yeah. Wow.
But I think this is a pretty solid conference. It definitely gave me the roadmap, like you said, Church, as far as for, what's coming this year. If you have Game Pass, a whole lot. Right?
A whole lot of shit's coming.
A whole lot of stuff is coming. Whether or not it's crazy, like highly anticipated stuff, different conversation. But in general, there's going to be a lot of stuff for you to dabble with Game Pass. So once again, they showed the value of Game Pass and to keep people on the app, to keep people subscribed. And for me, like, I'm not the biggest fan of subscriptions and all this stuff. I try to make it very lean necessary. Like, I feel like some of the most valuable subscriptions are HBO Max, our YouTube Premium, because I fucking hate commercials, and Game Pass, because it's like, even if I'm not using Game Pass to have access to all those games, it literally makes sense. It does make sense for you not to have it. You know what I mean? So they once again, they've shown that value. I know we're going to go into the detail of some of the games. I would say, obviously, one of the biggest things has been the Overwatch announcement of the beta that's going to be happening this year, which you absolutely called, Church. Well done.
Yeah.
Well
I'll take
done.
my roses now.
Because I think it was the episode where I was cursing out just life as far as for what's going out 2022, and at the end of the episode, you're like, I have a hand. I don't know what's going to happen or not, but pretty sure to hear something about Overwatch 2 week right after.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, my friend. But yeah, I thought it was very solid. And then when it comes to Starfield, I was excited about that. I know we're going to get into the deep dives, but seeing some more gameplay around it, I did like. And then I did like, it seems like they're really trying to, I mean, obviously this is like just kind of the outside looking in, and I know there's a lot of trauma around Bethesda and Todd Howard. But as far as for the initial attempt of what it seems like they're trying to do, I'm respecting it. It seems like they're trying to go into the deep dive of, NPCs are back, having like these in-depth conversations with other people, different, missions for you to access, and then going into the deep dives of detailing as far as like, oh, you can customize your ship. Like, that is awesome. You know what I mean? Like, that's like some of the stuff that I've wanted to do when I was a kid when I played. Like, man, I wish it make a thing where I can just customize my ship and fly around, Right. Like, I was saying that stuff like to my brother when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old. So being able to see that stuff come into fruition now, very exciting. So, and like I said, Arthur, I'm going to be terribly gullible with Starfield. And you are right, Arthur, as far as like, I don't know why companies still say like 25 years in the making. Like, that's not good. That's not good.
No. That sounds like a lot of back and forth, indecisiveness. Like I say, like we said, for me, I'm still on the staple of a game being advertised as a potential good thing of like, this game's been 15 years in the making. Those are nothing but red flags to me now.
Yeah.
They're nothing but red flags to me of like, because that makes me think how many studios have had a hand on it. There's when it comes to games, there's definitely too many cooks in the kitchen. Like we saw, like Alien, go back to Aliens Colonial Marines. As much shit as that game got, that game went through 10 fucking studios before it came to launch.
Yeah.
And like that's not a coincidence that that game that had 10 fucking studios, was in the making forever, had a bad launch. So like we said, and then, hey, it's been in the making for like 10 plus years. Cautious. Those are cautious things for me to look at.
I'm more positive because, like another game that had that 10-year mark was FF7 Remake, and that killed it. Like, that was well worth the wait. But we definitely have those horror stories too as well. So it's like,
and some of it is the nature of the business too. Like, sometimes it's like it's an uncontrollable thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like they didn't want this to happen this long, so they tried to spin it into some marketing nonsense. But it's like, for the gamers that are like, like, we're very cognizant and like intelligent on like, okay, like we know what that means. Like, and that's kind of scary. We can't, like, they can't blame us for being nervous when we hear a phrase like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and the main thing for me before we go into the list here is just the sheer fact of, when we hear 25 years in the making or whatever, that means that, different business things happen, things close, things merge, then they have to redo shit because technology. So there's huge R&D costs, So when you have something like The Last Guardian, where it's like 10 years in the making, and then you play the game and you're like, this is like 10 years old looking, so at least Starfield is looking good. And thank God for, for Phil Spencer, you know,
I was gonna say, if you're saying, I was saying, if you're a fish that stands, man,
what's Todd Howard?
Yeah, I was saying, dude, if you're gonna be like, thank God for Todd Howard,
like,
fuck you.
Like, stop recording right now. No.
Dude,
no,
if you're gonna say that, I was like, no, I'm out.
No, Phil Spencer, bro. Fuck Phil Spencer. Yeah, I mean, I don't trust. I don't trust Todd Howard as much as any phone call I get that I don't recognize the number. But but you know, Phil Spencer, he's been very like he's just great. He has some of the best emotional intelligence as far as from a business perspective and like really understanding like his customers. But anyway,
he's a gamer.
He is a gamer, and most importantly, before he did all that shit, he was a gamer. He understands the gamer. So let's dive into this. The first thing, Redfall. It's funny because that was one of the games that I missed because I was driving to like a doctor's appointment as this stuff was happening.
Wow, priorities. Thanks, Joe.
Having a life.
I was getting my booster. I was getting my second booster, guys. But Church, tell me a little bit about Redfall as far as like the stuff that you saw then. It's like, give me your thoughts on the game. What are you super more excited for it, and what are some of the things you're excited for around it?
So when it comes to Redfall, I thought it was a very interesting way for them to start the showcase because last year's showcase, this was the last game they revealed, and this is now they starting it with it, and it's the first time we're seeing gameplay. I love Arcane. I love Dishonored. Deathloop, I'm looking forward to. Haven't played it yet. Waiting for it to come on Game Pass. So when I saw Redfall, it hit the marks for me. When they the game looks really good. I think it's one of the better looking games visually that Xbox has. I think Arcane, the way they do things with graphics, it just looks really nice. You got that AAA feel as opposed to like an indie looking game. And it looks pretty solid. I'm interested in the story. The team confirmed that you can play single or with your friends, and it has that single player narrative story that you use from like a Dishonored or a Prey. So what they informed me of is everything I wanted it to be. The game looks fun. In terms of the shooting, I mean, I'm not expecting it to be Doom. I expect it to be like Prey or like Deathloop. So I'm not looking for like that moment-to-moment action, but the powers look really cool. And I'm digging the music too. So I'm like, okay, we starting off strong. So I'm looking forward to this. Yeah.
Okay, nice. You gotta hold on to it because it
moves it.
Yeah.
My bad.
What are your thoughts on? Did you get to check out the Redfall stuff?
Yeah. What
are your thoughts?
I saw it. I liked it. This is a game. I remember last time when we were here at this time last year, and I was like, oh, there was that one vampire game. I couldn't remember their minute to it. I was like excited for it. This was a game. Yeah, this was a game they showed at the end. Like Church said, this was a game they showed at the end. I'm like, cool, cooperative, Left 4 Dead kind of feel, but with classes and vampires. I'm looking forward to it. Because like I said, for me, this is like definitely Xbox's lane. Like I said, there are course exceptions, but again, as a whole, I still say Sony has a narrative focus. Xbox more than ever with Game Pass, and especially cross-platform that Game Pass promotes. Xbox's lane is definitely cooperative stuff.
Okay.
So this, and for me, I'm the techie guy. Like the second I see a turret or a robot or a friend or a pet or a companion, I'm like, that's my fucking class.
Right. I want the gadget guy.
Yeah, like that's my thing. I'm the hunter in Warcraft. I'm always the engineer and anything. That's my class.
Nice.
So I'm like, cool. It ticks all my boxes. First of all, my biggest box now. Game Pass, cool. Let's go.
Right.
So it's on Game Pass. It's cooperative. It's cross play. I'm looking forward to it. I was already excited for it when they showed us that cinematic announcement last year. Now they showed more of it this year. You can definitely tell though. It's like I wish to a point it wasn't the gameplay narrative thing wasn't exactly like Lizard People, but we still haven't got to the point where they show a gameplay trailer with a real fucking gamer. Like no one stops and goes, oh wow, look at the dripping blood on the roof. Oh, look what's over there.
Oh, the screen when they have screenplays, like when people have to read lines.
Yeah.
And as we're watching gameplay footage, that's one of the most annoying things.
Like a modern day a gamer, no one goes, oh, guys, there's a bloody handprint over there.
Yeah.
Stop everything we're doing to look at this bloody handprint. We're like, no, fuck you, want to shoot shit. Like, let's go.
I think the only time they got me was Rainbow Six Siege when I first found out that you could shoot through walls. I was like, God damn it, that's cool. Like I could use the butt of my gun to break a wall, make a hole, and shoot through it, and then like I'm hearing their scream, like their lines. I'm like, okay, you got me. This one though.
So it definitely wasn't the full category of lizard people, but like I said, I still feel they haven't hit that organic sweet spot of like I'm not saying I'm gonna say like a real gamer, but I'm just saying like I'm watching like on like a person organically and play and enjoy the game.
I used to miss this is why like I'm such a nostalgic person as far as E3. I miss when they would just show the screen, they'd show a guy gaming, but they would not have a spotlight on him. like they would specifically not have a spotlight on the gamer, but you saw a guy standing with a controller and playing the game, but you saw the screen. Like I appreciated those days. You know what I mean? Like, but now it's this whole theatric thing, you know?
Yeah, they're always trying to get that vertical slice to show you what everything in the game. I kind of like it because it's like I can see the visuals. Like, what can I expect as opposed to like, you know, rapid gunplay over and over again. But like, I'm cool with it because I'm happy that's not a CGI trailer. Like, we got gameplay throughout the entire time.
Yeah.
So it was just, I don't know. To me, it looked very entertaining.
It's a good way to think about it. And then you guys said too that you can play this offline too, right?
I don't know about offline. Single player.
Oh,
so that Okay. So this still might be like you still might have to connect to the servers to play online. We don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, the offline. We don't know about offline, but they said single player or cooperative.
Okay. I think the distinction where they're trying to drive that it's not like a Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood type of experience. Like there is like a single player story from beginning to end.
Got it.
Just to have that like arcane magic. So
because I know even for like Back 4 Blood, that was like one of the things that kind of turned me off as far as just like you literally. Like I feel like I mean, there's just a lot to say about it. Where I was just like, I kind of don't want to play this anymore.
No, I stopped playing. I stopped playing maybe like 2 weeks in because there's all like I said, it was weird because so like just real quick like snippet of Back 4 Blood snippet was so in Left 4 Dead were like snippet campaigns you can play in one sitting. Like I can't think of the Louisiana I can't think of one fucking example, but I mean like there were snippet campaigns you can sit down one playthrough and play it. Back 4 Blood was like this giant arcing thing. You're like, whoa. And again, there's all these other things. There's a million one, like, not even like bugs, just like core mechanics. Like, you couldn't kick people, which was fucking annoying. Because me and Caleb were playing. It was me and Caleb, a bot, and a random person. And they were AFK. We couldn't fucking kick them.
Oh, the bots are terrible.
Oh, yeah. It was bad. So. Yeah. And now one thing I will say too that Church mentioned that was another theme. There was a couple major themes with this showcase. The number one thing they showed a lot. The theme was 12 months, like the roadmap.
Yeah.
The other major theme was Game Pass. The other third theme we saw here was gameplay. They kept saying how much this showcase was going to have gameplay, and we got a lot. We got a lot of gameplay from almost every AAA and indie game they showed. Now, of course, there were the handful of just cinematic like announcement trailers, but there was definitely a higher ratio of gameplay this year than we've seen in like the past couple from Sony and or Microsoft.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, and this one, I feel like. Before we go to the next game, I feel like one of the things that's great, and that's a great point too, Arthur. I think too, also when it comes to something as beefy as this, it's hard to really compare it to a state of play because the past 3 state of plays before this last one have been just very single video game based,
like 30-minute, 40-minute.
Yeah, of one game, you know, or whether it's God of War Ragnarok or if it's Horizon Forbidden West or Gran Turismo, you know, and I was bitching on many episodes as far as like they need to just give us multiple, like you don't give us a state of play like to watch something for its one game. So I appreciate the attempt that Sony made for this, but like this is like a traditional Microsoft conference. Like we're familiar with these. Like even when E3 didn't happen, and like, well, fuck E3, we're gonna have a Microsoft conference. We're like, fuck yeah, you know, like, and they give us all these great games, like a gameplay. So I appreciate that level of consistency and quality. You know what I mean? So, go ahead.
I'll say, and the announcement, real quick, rolling it back a few weeks or a few months, the announcement of E3 not happening this year to Xbox announcing they're still having a showcase was super quick.
Yes,
I want to say it was less than a week. Like if Monday we found out there's no E3, Friday was boom, there's going to be a conference. It was a really quick turnover in terms of announcements.
Very true, and incredibly calculated too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I'm almost certain that like Phil Spencer or whoever whoever is a part of his, like who he's managing as far as like directly, right? Like I'm sure he was like, we need to have a conference. Like I'm sure we like, what do we have? Where are we at? Does it make sense for us to have a conference? Yes, let's get it out there now, And then obviously an international thing, because the 2 days after that, there's the extended conference, basically just showing like how people responded in Spain and all this other stuff. So like it's kind of cool, So yeah, absolutely, it was very much knee jerk. Like, okay, they're not doing an E3, let's fucking hit them where it hurts,
Yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, no. For me, again, as a Microsoft guy, but also as someone that's been watching this as a company, especially under Phil Spencer's drive. Again, no shocker that Xbox came to play.
Yeah, definitely. So the next thing here, there's a couple of other games. I don't know how excited you guys are about these, but you got Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Oh yeah, just let me know when I can go. Let me know when I can go.
You're good to go, man. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is the point where I lost my shit in the showcase because I love Hollow Knight. It's my favorite Metroidvania. Wow. That game, for the value, I think it was like $8 I bought it for, and you get like 60 hours for it. Wow. And it just, the game has so many layers. I've been waiting for this game for years.
Really?
Yeah. And so when I saw this, I knew Microsoft was not going to pull any punches for this, and it really spoke to the diversity of the games they're going to show in the showcase. Because I feel like sometimes like my Xbox is kind of samey. It's always like a first-person shooter, or like it's always dark and gloomy. But Hollow Knight was really cool. I think this is a big win for Xbox because I think when it was first announced, it was exclusive for Nintendo Switch. And now it's day one of Game Pass. So I'm excited. The game looks amazing. I lost my shit at this fucking point. I'm like, I can't wait to play this. But no fucking release date.
Really?
Team Cherry does not have a release date. It's one of those few games that's not in the 12-month window because this happened before what's her name? Sarah Bond comes out on stage and does that thing. But I'm excited for it. So I saw this. I think this is a W. Fantastic.
Nice. So they didn't even give us they didn't even say like 2023 or anything like that. They just said coming sometime.
Yeah, sometime. No release date. Just day one on Game Pass when it comes. Yeah, it looks amazing. So wow. I fucking love it.
It looks like a quality game too, man. I mean, I'm not too familiar with this, so I'm glad you're on the show talking about this. But for this to be a day one Game Pass title, I mean, definitely it seems like a W. What were your thoughts on this one, Arthur?
It made me want to play Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight, for many reasons, was on my back burner of games. Upside down side Game Pass, there's like a plethora of like to-dos when it comes to gaming.
Yeah.
But this one definitely put on my radar. I need to get back and do Hollow Knight. Mm-hmm. So real quick, Church. So
did you play Ori?
Ori, yeah.
Did you play the sequel to Ori?
No, also my back burner. I have it downloaded right now.
So Ori, the first game was amazing, but when you play the sequel, they changed like the core systems of how you can fight in that game, and it's completely inspirational from Hollow Knight. Like you can, and that's what makes Ori Will of the Wisp so great because they took the inspiration from Hollow Knight and it's added it to the system. It's one of the best indie games you can play, Hollow Knight. If you like Metrovania, it's a Metrovania Souls-like. It's just really fucking good.
Nice.
So,
nice.
What was your question? Sorry,
I'll just say. So, is this because it's not Hollow Knight? It's not okay on paper. It's not physically just named Hollow Knight 2, but this is a sequel.
This is a sequel. There was a character in Hollow Knight, as you can see in Silk Song, she's a girl bug in the game. Okay. So this is her own story that she goes off and does her own thing. So,
okay. Yeah. Again, because I haven't had a hands-on experience with Hollow Knight. I wasn't sure this is like a technically true sequel. Again, because it wasn't Hollow Knight 2.
Yeah. Nice. Well, definitely another one looking forward to on that. So another one that popped up. I'm curious about you guys on this one. High on Life.
Yeah.
This one, I think I was still driving. I wasn't able to connect to it yet. But give me your guys' thoughts on this. So just to read the subtitle here, High on Life is the next game from Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland. So Squanch Games, and it's going to be launching this year. But give me your thoughts, Arthur.
I can't wait. I've seen a lot of trailers for their last game of, I think it was called like Bobby Saves the World or something like that. And from what I saw, like playthroughs or whatever on that game, it looked hilarious. It looked great. Kind of like almost to me like I'm like South Park. Like it was an experience. Like it was a fun as a game. It was fun, but it was also an experience. Like almost an expansion of the universe. Like like just the writing, the script. So like again, for me as a diehard fan of South Park, I love the South Park games. So as someone that's just now getting into like Rick and Morty, but I've always like that type of comedy, especially that type of script.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this a lot.
Nice.
And again, the fact on Game Pass, I don't have to like potentially gamble if I'll like it or not with my wallet. I could be like, cool, I love it, keep playing it, or oops, uninstall it.
Yeah.
But again, like the Hollow Knight skill song thing, this makes me want to go back and play their last game. The last game they made, again, I forget the name of it. It was something like Timmy Saves the World or something like that.
Yeah.
But again, that type of script style and play style looks so fun.
That's crazy. What are your thoughts, Church?
Yeah, same with Author. I think this game looks great. Game Pass, we can talk about that value every day. It's just the reason to try it out. I think this was a great game for Xbox to show. It comes out this fall. So you have an answer for like fall 2022. It comes out in October. I think visually it looks amazing. I love Rick and Morty, so I'm already there for the comedy. Talking guns. It's a pretty looking game. I'm there. Like High on Life. Like, let's go.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. Like just to dive into Rick and Morty bit. I'm super behind, but just me like playing, like watching some of the past early seasons, like that comedy is so funny. Like I love when Rick is like he's like giving everyone the finger and everyone's like yeah.
Look, Morty, they love it.
yeah. And then like Morty gets like a barbarian arm, and he's like killing everyone that like did him wrong. I'm like, this is fucking brilliant.
It's great.
Aesthetically, it kind of reminded me, or at least some of the characters of the guns. It gave me like Sunset Overdrive vibes.
It gave me Oddworld vibes.
Yeah,
that's what it gave me. Yeah, but I see the sunset. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, like just something about just the goopy round. I don't know, like I feel like the Sunset Overdrive was really predominant with goop and orange and big eyes.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that in this trailer. So
if we were playing Pictionary, I probably would have guessed Sunset Overdrive. Yeah. That was goop. So the next thing here, maybe slightly controversial. We gotta discuss it.
I see you scrolling over.
Arthur, I'm gonna have to ask you this one first. So for as high of a pedestal that we put Microsoft and Phil Spencer on, as far as for these Game Pass acquisition access of games, first it was like, oh, EA, get to play some of the stuff at EA, awesome. Oh, fucking, this game, great, this great. So now there's this partnership where there's going to be some titles from Riot Games being available on Game Pass. League of Legends, Valorant, some of your favorite. The one that you always
want
say,
all your guns blue. You want all your guns blue in Valorant? Just $200.
Like,
because fuck you, we're 10 cents.
Right? Yeah. So what is that? I mean, given that, Microsoft is just like, yeah, money's money. Let's do it. Like what? Like was that a slash?
So,
was that a little bit of a punch to your side?
My thing was when they first showed the person from Riot Games on the showcase. Again, I was, enjoying my Modelo Chiladas watching this. I immediately thought, is that the guy that farts on people? So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, prior to Activision Blizzard, their lawsuit of harassment of all their crap, prior to Ubisoft and their sex harassment lawsuit and all their crap, prior to that was Tencent.
Yeah.
And Riot, more specifically Riot Games, as Ivan gets home. One of the things that was in their core document, there was even one executive that was notorious for just walking around the offices and just farting in people's faces.
Yeah.
So when I showed that guy from Riot Games on TV, is like, is that the fucking farter asshole? So that was just on the back of my head when I was seeing this. I'm like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah.
It's good. If you're a fan of Riot Games, good news. You got all the characters from League of Legends. How's it going, man? Nice to
What's up, Ivan?
So you get the characters from League of Legends. You get the characters from Valorant.
Yeah.
TFT.
So those are the only two games of theirs I know actively. Just what?
Yeah, it's kind of take what you can get. Right?
If I could get like just some of how I thought of that part of the showcase, I was like, again, good. This is good news for those that are fans of that series, but for me, I have a collective meh just for that portion of the showcase.
Makes sense. What are your thoughts, Church?
I think this is good news. I think there's incredible value. Everything the author says with the Riot culture. I know some people that work there and they've spoke on the changes, so they have changed. But Riot games coming to Game Pass, incredible value. Literally talking thousands of dollars just with your subscription. It's kind of hard to beat. It's free. I'm excited to see this extend into the future. There is the rumors of a Riot fighting game coming out, whether it would be with League characters or Valorant characters. So I'm excited to see if that comes to Game Pass day one too. So I think this is a good partnership. I think it's a smart one to keep the PC players happy. It's good. I would love to have seen an Ubisoft, because I'm more of a console gamer, but we got some type of partnership this showcase. I think it's pretty solid. Riot's it's a big deal.
I will say too, and I'm glad we're getting some different viewpoints here as well on this. I will say, as far as for this move, I feel like it's a huge W for PC players, like you said. You know what I mean? Since obviously these are initially games that are played on PC, and being able to play on Game Pass for PC, like, makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? From a business standpoint, it's like, let's try to get those customers on our app since they're on PC anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like, from a monetary perspective, it makes a lot of sense. As far as for those games, probably won't play because of my personal conflictions, or just things that I'm interested in, not interested in. But I think it's a smart move. So yeah, I would have to agree with you on that, definitely. Did you guys ever play the Plague Tale series? Because there's another game right before this one that they announced.
Yeah, they do have the original one. It's on Game Pass right now if you guys want to play it. Haven't had the chance, but I've known a few folks that rave about it. So I do want to dip my toe into the original, but the sequel game looks just incredible. I mean, visually, it looks like a AAA game. It's like, this is another example of Microsoft showing the versatility in a game that's visually interesting in terms of fidelity. I think the gameplay looks sharp. I love stealth games, so I'm always looking for something that can scratch that itch, whether it be like a Metal Gear Solid, a Splinter Cell. So for this one, it's medieval, sneaking around most of the time. You do have some heavy combat focus, and just the rats just look incredible. I mean, this is what we want Xbox to go in terms of showcasing just games in 4K that just can draw you in. So I'm excited for this one.
Nice. What about you, Arthur?
I'm not sure if it was this game, but one thing I'll say, because you mentioned how this was right on par with the Xbox showcase and a lot of gameplay. One thing I'll say too, again, I'm not sure what this game is the example, but there were a lot of it. There was a lot of gameplay they showed saying that this was recorded on an Xbox Series X.
Yep.
Which again towards the gameplay stuff, I think is game more transparent, because Drell, like, and Church, I'm sure you know too, like in past years, people are like, hey, how come this doesn't look like what we saw? And it's like, oh, secretly that was recorded on like a fucking like multi-$1,000 fucking PC gaming rig.
Yeah.
And like, oh, this doesn't look like the 360. Why is that?
Right.
But again, I'm not sure if it was this game, but a lot of them did show like, oh, this is recorded on Series X. And the reason I thought that, just because I remember the font was red. I think I just remember this game. What's up?
I was just saying, like, that brings a good question. It's like, these all games are shown on the most powerful console, like it's a Series X. I'm curious to see what this is going to look like on the Series S. That's a kind of a caveat that you have to take in with this showcase. It's like, this is running on the best console they have to provide. So I think you bring up a good point, Arthur, about like, it's cool that they have that transparency, but the footage is like hindered that maybe if you have a Series S, it's not necessarily going to look like this.
Yeah, I think Gerald's definitely be right in his prediction, and that console's going to get phased out very soon.
Yeah.
Something we've mentioned in the past, I'm sure we'll continue to mention, is with the expansion of xCloud, getting past that barrier of cost or consoles. It's like with the power of where the Series X is going, and with the potential of xCloud, like Drell said, we probably will see. And like to your point too, of like, hey, this was recorded on a Series X, not a Series S.
Yeah.
We'll probably see that console phased out soon.
Exactly. Definitely there. My thoughts, on that as well. So,
do you think they'll have? I doubt it, because it's like a core function of the game. But do you think as we mentioned how in the past, like accessibility is becoming a thing. Do you think they'll have like almost not an apples to apples, but exact like whatever the equivalent of like a rat phobia setting is for this game?
I don't know if they have the ability to do so. If they're like all bunnies or something, that would be kind of funny.
Dude.
No, those are like the cheat codes back in the day for games. It's like telling the rats to bunnies. But that would be so amazing to add to these games.
They're like screaming.
Hey man, you said medieval, now you got bunnies. Dude, I can't wait for someone to mod this game as like Monty Python, the Holy Grail. I'm like, it's just a wee bunny rabbit.
Yeah, I can always see a PC like, I'm gonna fuck with this game, put bunnies in it.
Dude, I still love the joke of like, oh, Sony announces its game lineup coming to PC. Modders 24 hours later, Shrek as Spider-Man.
Oh my god. All right, so on the next thing here, I thought this was interesting. I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts. Forza Motorsport. So it's announced for 2023, an extended look at the details of the classic Forza series. Any of you guys excited about that?
No, I'm not excited. I mean, I haven't been into racing games for a long time. I mean, I know these like, 4K, it's ray tracing. It just does not move the needle for me. I'm rooting for Xbox. It looks better than Gran Turismo, I guess. So I'm more excited for the Hot Wheels expansion for Horizon. I might spend the $20 just to try to, because it looks amazing. Like there's like big like Hot Wheels pieces in the sky, so that looks cool. But this game, I don't care about it. It just looked okay. I think they could have done better to showcase it, but I felt like car fanatics, I think they love it. So
yeah, I was like slightly confused. I was like, Forza Motorsport. I was like, so like the first one, but better looking.
So because it's not a 7, right? Yeah, I didn't even catch that.
Continuation.
Yeah.
So Ivan and I have a theory about that. So Ivan and I recently got into Forza Horizon 5. Give that a try. Just real quick, put this way. If you're put this way,
terrible game.
If you're not for me, when it comes to Forza Horizon 5. If you're not captured immediately into like the first 10 minutes of the game's not for you. Okay. The game does kick off immediately. It's like somehow for a racing game they made like a quote unquote story, but but back to why it's not numbered. So
hold on, I want to like challenge that because I played Horizon 5 and it's the first 10 minutes is great, man. It gives you the music. Couldn't get online multiplayer to work at all.
Really?
And I was been trying to play with my little brother. And I've been playing games for years and I'm trying to tell him how to do it with the phone. I couldn't get it to work. Did you get it to work?
Was that the
that was just we just invited.
Was that maybe like when the game first came out? Maybe that's something that they had to do an update for?
I mean, I tried in November. I tried again in like throughout the months.
Oh shit!
Still couldn't figure it out. It's not user friendly.
PlayStation? Oh no, it's Forza.
Yeah, it's Xbox. So to me,
that's usually my go-to. PlayStation. Yeah.
It get kicked up.
we just do the classic. We just do the classic invite party the game, and
Same.
It works. I don't know.
That's crazy.
We have any problems with that?
No, I could not get it to go.
The only slight issue we had that reminded me of GTA is that sometimes, it was not every time, but sometimes, like let's say we do a race, like we're in a group, we're like a crew or convoy as they called it, is like when we finish the race, sometimes someone will get removed from the convoy, or like and the reason I say like GTA is fucking notorious for that. Like GTA Online is like notorious if you guys finish a cooperative mission, poof, the party's gone. You have to take another 15 minutes to connect to the fucking server. Yeah. But that was server wise, network issue wise. That was the only thing we noticed with Forza Horizon 5 was after you would finish a mission or a race, someone, or if not, the convoy group was dispersed. But so that was our thing. So I like Forza Horizon 5. I'm looking forward to this Lego expansion. I like the game.
Where there's a Lego expansion?
The Lego
Forza?
thing.
Oh, Hot Wheels.
Sorry,
Okay.
I mixed it up because the Lego expansion was Forza Horizon 4's thing. Lego came to Forza Horizon 4. Hot Wheels is coming to Forza Horizon 5. But back to my thing of I have a theory of why this is called Motorsport and there's no number. Forza Motorsport or Forza 7 was removed from the store because they lost their contract and the rights to the Formula stuff. So like Ivan, because I got Ivan back. I got Ivan in Forza Horizon 5. He wanted to go back and try the track one because we're biased, but the Long Beach Grand Prix is in the game.
Yeah.
So he went to go do it, and it's not on the it's not in the store. And we're like, that's weird. I was like, maybe you can't find it because when you search stuff, it brings up all the add-ons. We're like, okay, maybe we can't find the game. No, you can't. Like, if you have it downloaded now, maybe it's working for you, but as recently as we checked, like last week, you cannot download Forza 7 from this store. So my theory is this isn't numbered. It's because I feel like it's almost like an update. This is like, to me, 7.5. Just because, again, Forza 7 you can't download from the store right now.
Yeah.
And it doesn't give you a reason, just says like unavailable or some shit, right? So like I said, our theory is we think because Forza 7 got taken down, the reason this isn't numbered is because it's, in my opinion, truly not Forza 8.
It's an interesting observation. You might be right. So yeah, curious to see. And then this one, okay, yeah, coming out next year. So let's have to see what's happening on that. And then obviously all things Microsoft. You got good old Flight Simulator 40th anniversary. That bring a tear to your eye, Arthur. I know you probably play more than all of us as far as
Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
No. I love flying games. I love flying games. I love Ace Combat. I've done the Sky Odyssey game. That was for PS2. Sky Odyssey game. That was a good just relish game of if you like flying, for the joy of flying, you like that game. But Microsoft Flight Simulator, I've never really dabbled it because that was always a PC thing. And since it's on the console, I still haven't really dabbled with it. Okay. I have, however, downloaded Wingman, which is an Ace Combat like game on Game Pass.
Okay. I remember you talking about it before, so I assume you've played it. I've looked a lot into it. I've looked a lot into it. I just never got my hands onto it. Like, for example, last year with the Game Awards, when it was like nominated for the best simulator, I'm like, they mapped the fucking world. Yeah, we're like, they obviously would get it.
So if this loses as a simulator game when you can simulate the world on a 1-to-1 scale, this better win that fucking category.
Yeah, so you kind of, it's kind of a cheat code, but
and it's funny, and we're to the pre-recording, we were once again shitting on Halo Infinite real quick. So with Microsoft celebrating its 40th anniversary, Microsoft Flight Simulator announcing its 40th anniversary, there's the new Pelican Halo update. And people are like, "Yo, why are we getting more Halo DLCs for other games than the actual Halo?"
Yeah, I can see people being like, "Thanks." It was funny. I remember on the conference they're like, "Microsoft's oldest franchise," and I was like, "Flight Simulator?" And then it came up. I was like, "Oh, okay."
I will say this: if you haven't played it, or if you honestly wonder like how real it is, I'm sure there's a statistic, but a lot of people like private citizens that have got their own license, like a lot of them say they like got their feet wet with Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
Like I remember my high school science teacher, he was working to get his license and he like flew like a little one engine Cessna. I don't know. Cessna's the only like little plane I know through like all this shit, whatever. So yeah, like I said, so in terms of like, again, simulation, like I said, it's up there with people that have got their actual fucking like private flying, flying license.
Nice. Well, did you have any thoughts, Church?
Yeah, I'm just disinterested in this game. Like, I got Google Earth at the end of the day. I think it's a wonderful tech achievement, but this is where like the showcase just dragged for me. I mean, the Halo Pelican was cool. I'm not going to download it and play it.
Right.
I mean, if you like Flight Simulator, I guess they have a lot more stuff. And I think they even went more in depth in the extended showcase about like the planes they're going to add too. So they went to like the Smithsonian with like, I guess it was like Paris Lily, and they really went into depth about everything about to bring to the game for the next couple months. So if you love the game, you're about to eat, but I'm just disinterested.
yeah, I probably have to agree with you on that as well. Now, arguably the biggest thing that happened in the showcase where I was like, God damn it, Church was right. Overwatch 2. And it's crazy when I first saw some of the clippings of like when they played that trailer, I was like, no. No. As I was driving, about to crash. So Overwatch 2, just to read this little blurb here on IGN or Polygon. Blizzard Entertainment announced Sunday that Overwatch 2 will be released In October, with Junker Queen as its new playable hero, it'll be free to play when it launches. Early access begins October 4th. Crazy stuff, man. Church, you gotta start this one off, man. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're the one who called it.
I called it like the last time I did the podcast. I was like, fall 2022, Overwatch 2. I see it in the stars. It's going to happen.
The planets aligned.
I was jumping up and down as soon as I saw this on the screen. I was like, yes, I got it right with my prediction. I am a big fan of Overwatch.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting for the sequel for a long time, and I'm excited. It's coming October 4th. It's free to play. The game looks good. It's very similar to Overwatch 1, and I feel like you either fall on one side of the fence. Like, some people think it's not upgraded enough. Some people love that it's still true to the original game. So I'm excited. I think it's launching with 3 new heroes, Junkrat, this other girl, and then a new support character they haven't revealed. They did do an extended showcase today where they went into more depth of what you can expect. Good news, no more loot boxes.
Nice.
And they're adopting the battle pass, mantra, and I'm like, okay, I like that. There's always something for me to chase to achieve in terms of cosmetics or money. Visually, it looks cool. Sad news, though. The PvE portion of it, which really makes it Overwatch 2 to me, doesn't launch until 2023.
Ooh.
So
What is this, fucking Halo?
I mean, exactly at this point. So it's just the multiplayer.
I didn't know that because
Yeah.
I was looking forward to the PvE more than the multiplayer. Because if I wanted Overwatch,
Yeah.
if I wanted Overwatch 2 multiplayer, I'll just play Overwatch now, which we have been.
Right.
Well, good news is it's free to play, so it's not going to cost you anything. And your progress from Overwatch 1 is going to transfer over to this. So you're going to get tons of new maps, all your old cosmetics, and new characters. So, I don't think people really have a reason to hate it. There's new PvP modes in the game. So, and you get that the visual update too as well. So I'm fucking stoked, man. Like, this shit looks awesome. Like, I can't wait to get on my Roadhog, man. Just go kill it.
Very nice.
So,
Very nice. Arthur, your thoughts?
So one, I got back in Overwatch, but not only for how much I got back in Overwatch and how I'm excited for this, I'm a lot more excited than this because I think something that Blizzard needed was a big PR thing. I think that I still connect it back to Xbox purchasing Blizzard. Like, if that, like, because if let's say if Xbox didn't spend that's near $69 billion to overtake Blizzard, and it just ran its course of like just Blizzard having Cosby suites and shit like that, I really wouldn't be that hyped for Overwatch 2. I've been like still my team fuck Blizzard. I mean, like, yeah. Tripping. And then, minus Overwatch 2, minus a good game that Blizzard's had in the past 4 years. 5. I'll give you 5. In half a decade, name one good Blizzard game in half a decade.
what did they release? I mean, besides Overwatch? Mm-hmm. This is a good question. I don't know. I don't know. Diablo IV.
No, I still... Fuck that. Ooh, I still love that.
Subjective answer, sir.
I still love that. I still love that guy of like. I still love that guy of like. Is this an early April Fool's joke? What is this? Oh, you guys doing phones? Fuck you.
Yeah.
But because like me getting back in Overwatch and this, like I said, because I just did not want to play a Blizzard game. It was like I didn't like their content. I didn't like the quality of their games prior. As a company, as a company with all the crazy shit that was happening behind the scenes, I didn't want to play a Blizzard game. Then I've in the group, like, we slowly got back in Overwatch. I'm enjoying Overwatch, and now I'm excited for Overwatch 2. And I will say, like, to a lot of people saying there's not enough potentially for them. There's not enough upgrades to make this a true sequel. I mean, honestly, I'll say this: like, when it comes to like classes or like specialist-based team multiplayers, Overwatch is the GOAT. I mean, it fucking killed Battleborn. It's killing Paladins. And then let's say if like Paladins or Rogue Legacy has a super higher player count I'm not aware of, but I still feel like Overwatch is the game. Even now, after years, I can still go back to it and still enjoy it.
It's the hero shooter, man. It's the original one, man. It's the GOAT.
And so for Overwatch 2, like I said, I am excited for this, but I feel like it, like, for me, like, honestly, or like, again, to be blunt, biasly, subjectively speaking, I am more excited for this because I think Blizzard has had that PR shift that they were looking for, following all the like this recent summer and fall shit that came out because of that.
Interesting.
I do want to add something a little bit more. Sorry if I was about to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's a great move for Microsoft because eventually it will be under Microsoft's umbrella. But like this fall, in terms of shooters, I don't think we got any heavy hitters. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 is coming out, but Overwatch 2 has like a really good chance to shine, against the other competition that's usually like jam-packed during this window. And it's, it fits the Microsoft business model, in my opinion. It's like it's multiplayer, get as much players continuing to play, so it'd be a lot of fun. So
you definitely read my mind. I was gonna say, like, this is a nice game to go to when you have people like me that do not care about Call of Duty. You know what I mean? And like, especially with like the whole Battlefield 2042 nonsense where it's like, I am not going back to that game. I don't care how many updates you make or how many add-on DLCs. You guys fucked us. It's just one of those, that's just one of those bitter things where I'm like, nope, not doing it. Sorry. You know what I mean? Yeah. So to have something like Overwatch 2, I think it's really cool. And then honestly, like, you're always gonna have people that are gonna be like, there's not enough for to code a sequel. I'm like, let's be honest. When it comes to people playing multiplayer games, people don't want a huge paradigm shift of the game being completely different. A lot of people kind of want more of the same, just look a little nicer, a few more things, and like a few more like upgrades or whatnot. And that's okay. That's just how gamers are, especially when it comes to first-person shooters.
That's how Call of Duty survived the past 10 fucking years. True, I mean, look at Blizzard's partner, Activision. Call of Duty coming in every other year.
Call of Duty, Halo, Counter-Strike. Like, I mean, those games, they have slight updates as far as the different sequels, but they're not completely different. It's just, and there's a reason for that. So I'm excited for this. I'm not necessarily a huge Overwatch player. I probably will be converted to one just because I don't give a fuck about Battlefield anymore, which like, I feel like I like broke up. I feel like I'm going through like a divorce. Like I'm so upset that like I can't flock to Battlefield because I'm like, oh, fuck Call of Duty, I'll play Battlefield. But at least there's Overwatch that I can kind of check out. Obviously this beta I'll be diving into as well, and then hell, I'll probably be playing Overwatch 1 before that. So yeah, I think I definitely was grinning from ear to ear as I was watching this, as I was driving. So very, to me, this is like the highest point of one of the highest points. I would say the highest point actually of the conference, because we knew about Starfield. It was nice to see gameplay, but this was like, yes, you know what I mean? Because
this was one of the more quote unquote like surprises, because Overwatch 2 has been the back burner of like what's happening with it, what's going on with it forever, at least for a AAA game. Like I know like a lot of indie games or like mid-scale games have that, but I remember like literally at BlizzCon last year in an interview, someone just said, we have no idea when it's coming out. Like
I remember that.
We have no idea. We have no ETA. We do not know. We cannot give you a hint. We cannot give you a window. It'll be ready when it's ready. It was like almost near verbatim. Like we just don't know. Yeah. So to go from that to this of like gameplay, release date, early access was a lot. Again, a lot of like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that.
Right.
And I'm biasly speaking, my main character, Mercy. So when I saw Mercy, I was like, oh, her HUD's different. That's probably one of the only times that like, I'm not really one of those guys like that pauses a trailer or pauses a ship frame by frame. But it was cool to be like, hey, something's a little different there. With at least again with my main character.
Yeah, yeah. I miss positive game surprises because I feel we don't get a lot of those today.
Yeah,
you don't have phones.
I wish everyone threw their smartphones at him. Like I wish that happened.
I think it's a pleasant surprise because it's like it comes out this fall, and it's something we can look forward to where we had like this huge gap, because Starfield was delayed. So I like this. It's one of the high points for me as well.
Yeah,
Bobby was listening to you, Jarrell.
Yay, and obviously listening to church.
real quick, and I know this is something we'll revisit later.
Sure, yeah.
So mentioning our quick discussion that church brought up of how some people are saying this is not too much of a thing. I'm kind of a prediction is like I think we're gonna definitely have the same conversation when we hear more and see more about like Warzone 2. You know what I mean? Because especially because like that's a battle royale versus like this. It's like just as a core game, like how much can you truly add to a battle royale versus that. But again, so like the concerns we're having with Overwatch of like how much is it different? Does it validate being a full sequel? But then, cost wise, it's a free to play game. I feel like a lot of these same concerns we're going to be seeing. I'm predicting this time next year when we see more information from Activision Blizzard via Warzone 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're going to be seeing something pretty soon. Definitely. A couple of other things passed here, and we're over an hour, but just to skim through some of these guys. Like you were mentioning before, Arthur, the Hot Wheels DLC for Forza Horizon 5, July 19th, to be interesting. What do you guys think about Arc 2? Every time I see Vin Diesel, I get sad. I just don't care with the game.
Vin Diesel and the only thing stronger than dinosaurs is family.
Yeah, I'm just like...
Right. I think even Vin Diesel came out if you only a true gamer if you cared about Arc 2 and kind of stuff. Like,
really? Oh
yeah. So like you're not a true gamer if you don't like Arc 2. I was like, who's this Fast and Furious guy talking? This game, I think it's like one of the few games in the showcase that was just CGI. Yeah. I really don't know what it is. I remember like my nephew, he's went into Ark. I think it's like a dinosaur survival game where you do resources.
It's one of those open world based building survival games.
No, I'm just it doesn't move the needle for me.
Yeah. That's like, to me, for like the only thing Vin Diesel like played from or was in from a gaming perspective that I really liked was the Chronicles of Riddick series, Escape from Butcher Bay, and like those games are actually really good. Like I wish they would make more of those, but for him on a fucking Tyrannosaurus, like I don't give a fuck.
I want Vin Diesel to go back to his roots. We're following the crossover of Hot Wheels and Forza, perfect matchup. Hello, Vin Diesel voiced Street Sharks. Look at that fucking Street Shark Arc DLC going. I will say this though, I have minimally less than an hour played Arc. Huge problem on console. On Xbox at least. It's an open world based survival game, meaning like it's a big map. If you're playing cooperatively, you want to go over here, like I'm going to go collect wood over here, I'm going to go mine down there, I'm going to go fish over there. On Xbox, we try to get into it because it's on Game Pass. Caleb and Sean and I found out that whoever is hosting, if you're not hosting, you're tethered to that person, and the proximity is super small for that type of game. Oh, wow. And a weird thing I've never seen anywhere else. And other games, there are tethers like, hey, you're too far from the host, it teleports you, or something like that. It drags you. So I'm like fishing, but because Caleb was somewhere else, I'm just getting fucking dragged along the beach.
Oh my god!
Because I'm too far from him. So, and again, the scale of the range was way too fucking small. So for me, as gameplay wise, or for anyone that has an Xbox that was looking potentially saying I might get into Arc 2, that question needs to be answered. That question needs to be answered prior to release, because it was literally a game. It was literally a game breaker for us. We stopped after like an hour. Oh wow! We were like, we can't fucking play this. Like a Minecraft, Ivan can go to like the Nether and do all his shit. I'm just like digging a hole, fucking doing, and we could do our own shit. Yeah, do your own thing. And this game's like, nah, you're too far from that guy. Oh, what happens? I get teleported. Now we're gonna fucking drag you like a giant leash. And so I've never seen that before.
That's wild. Yeah, definitely an issue.
It's not on Steam. I'll say that. That's not a PC thing. But again, for them to show it during that needs to get fixed.
Interesting. Speaking of hellish experiences, this weird ass gory game Scorn, launching October 22nd this year. Looks incredibly gross. I know one of the first things in the trailer, I was like, is that guy's dick? I was like, what am I watching? And then I'd see like just a bunch of other like weird stuff that was going on. Definitely one of those like super violent, deep, dark things, games. There's another game that came out that was similar like this.
Agony.
Agony. Got really bad reviews.
It's just Agony is more red. This one's the gray one.
Yeah. What were you guys' thoughts on this one? Did this move the needle at all?
So, actually, this is the lowest point of the showcase for me right here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, hot take right now, this game is going to be terrible. Wow. I've seen this game shown over the last 2 years. It's the same footage. I haven't seen any new footage. It's the same thing I see over and over again, and that just tells me like this game has nothing new to show. I think it's more going to be of a walking sim, like maybe like some visual tech porn that you just like, oh, look, it looks pretty. I don't have a good feeling for this. I'm calling it right now. It's not going to be worth my time on Game Pass. I mean, it looks cool and scary. I can tell that there's nothing here, in my opinion. So this, to me, lowest point of the showcase for me. Just not interested at all, man. So
wow.
I know it's terrible.
What about you, Arthur?
I mean, since to a point aesthetics are the only thing going for it, it reminded me of the Alien 1 and the prequels, like Prometheus and the Engineers, and like that type of aesthetic. Like when they find, like in the first Alien movie, when they find the engineer, the pilot, in his thing, like, you know, dead, reminded me of that. Aesthetic wise, the whole like alien body parts or guns thing, only for me because I've seen it before in the original Prey, which, real quick, if you guys have not played that game, find a way to get your hands on it. It is one of the most like original stories and experiences you can play. The original Prey was great.
I think was it the second one that was on Game Pass? One of them was on Game Pass.
Bethesda Arcane did a new one.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Prey is one of those games that has been in like weird production hell. Cat scared Drill. Because real quick, before the Arcane Prey Church, there was gonna be another Prey game that was an indirect sequel. You were like a human alien bounty hunter that we had, and we saw a cinematic trailer for that. Only that game got canceled, and now we have the new Prey we have from Arcane. Great game, but again, since the only thing that we saw was aesthetics, like Church said, I feel like that they showed I've seen a lot before, because this is a game we've seen a lot, but nothing new.
Yeah, because also, like, you're showing it right now in the background on the TV. Like, all the gameplay was just, like, quick action events. It's like loading his gun, opening up a door. There's no gameplay. It's like, what is this? I think this is going to be shit. Continue, man.
No, that thing is...
a valid point.
That thing exactly. What I'm saying is because we haven't seen Drew gameplay. We've only seen aesthetics. The aesthetics are the only thing I really comment on. But this is one of those games that it is giving me those vibes of, like, been in the making for X years, because I feel like when we first saw Scorn, it was a long time ago. And again, like,
it was a while. For
as long as we've been seeing it, and as much stuff we've seen, again, like, nothing's really new. Like, again, like what's going to be the new thing in the game? Oh, instead of lights, it's a bug's asshole or something like that. Like,
crazy. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like something curious where it's not going to be like a true thing. It's just an aesthetic creative choice. Someone just rose their hand in a meeting and said, "What if we do this instead of this?" Like, okay. I feel like the game does a lot of that. But to be fair, if I'm wrong, I haven't seen much to say otherwise, because we haven't seen that much new gameplay or anything like that.
Right. Definitely. I'm curious just to get what are some of your other standout things that happened in the showcase. I know one of the things for me was Minecraft Legends, strangely enough. Looked really cool.
It did, actually, right? I think I'm actually going to try that out. The art style is more updated, where it's not going to give me like a headache. But I do think it's interesting to have like an action strategy, right? It looked cool, right? A little bit. Yeah. Yeah,
the graphics looked really good. It seemed like it had some type of an open world mentality of some sort. And usually for Minecraft games, I don't really pay attention to them. I know for Dungeons, when that came out, what was it, a year or two ago, I was like, this is kind of cool. And then it was on Game Pass and all this stuff. So it's interesting the double down that Minecraft series is having, but it seems like it's just getting more advanced by each time.
Yeah.
Which is cool. So, and again, I think this one is going to be on Game Pass as well. Actually, I don't know if they actually said that. They said it's expected next year. I don't know if they confirmed the Game Pass now that I think about it. But I was like, it's funny. I'm always pulled back into the world some way, shape, or form. Originally for like the regular Minecraft, I'm like, I'm not really feeling this.
Yeah.
And then I see like a trailer for some new thing in the series. I'm like, maybe I'll go back to it. Like they do a really good job of like pulling me, potentially back in. But what were your thoughts on the Minecraft Legends, Arthur?
I'm excited for it. I played Dungeons a lot. I beat the game. And I got 2 of the DLCs that dropped early in the launch. The newer ones, because it's still going. They do like the seasons now, like the Battle Pass thing. That's like the new. That's like the new thing for them. So there's been more DLC, more regions, more islands. in dungeons. So my thing is, because of how much I enjoyed that game, it does make me optimistic towards this game. So if it wasn't a Game Pass, if it wasn't confirmed in Game Pass, I'd be very surprising. Because it should be, because Microsoft bought Mojang a while ago. But it should be on Game Pass. If not, that's again very fucking surprising.
Right. Yeah.
And it's weird because a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, this is like the first, like people." A lot of people are saying this is the first Minecraft story game we really got. I'm like, no, not really. There was that Telltale game,
the Minecraft Telltale game. Yeah, that was pretty good.
I never played it, but real quick, I never played Telltale games because I feel like they saturated their own market. There was a lot of Telltale stuff out really quick, back to back.
The Wolf Among Us, man, classic.
Good.
I hear that's a great
good
one.
things on Game Pass.
If
on
you
my
like
bucket list.
narrative, man, that's all you.
Yeah. I got it. It's on the list. The Borderlands one wasn't bad either, but anyway.
I do like the story of this. So because only when you watch more interviews do you get more explanation to you. So what's happening, as I have it playing in the background, it's like, so all of the overworld is being attacked by the Nether. So all the overworld stuff is potentially teaming up. So like zombies, creepers, spiders, skeletons, all of those things are now potential allies in your true war to all the new Nether shit, pigmen, stuff like that. So that mentality and that kind of expansion on the lore, since Minecraft, the game itself, is still expanding. Like a new update just came out not too long ago. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's super. Oh, Game Pass.
There you go.
Okay, there you
cool.
go. Confirmed. Yeah, I'll definitely be playing that game. So fuck yeah. One of the lowest points to me was Lightyear Frontier, the chilling farming simulator of that little like robot dude.
Oh, the mech robot thing.
Yeah, why are they doing that? Why did they make that game?
What's wrong with that game?
I'm just like, why are they doing that? I don't care about this. How do we skip this? How do we skip this part of the showcase? I don't know. It just didn't interest me very much. I was just like, this looks like something maybe I would watch from like a movie sense or something, or like for my nephews to watch. But I'm like, as far as a game, like to play this game, I don't know if I'm interested in this. But
hey man,
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
same.
Yeah, it's like it seems one of those like brain dead games. No offense, it's one of those things I could just relax. I love like the Full Moon series on GameCube or Stardew Valley. So anything where I'm like building my own farm, it's cool. I mean, visually it looks kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can move a little bit faster. What got my attention to like let me to try it out is the vegetation. It was so exotic. They look like alien fruits and vegetables. So like it got me. It looks nice.
Yeah.
But it's not for everyone, man. It just seems I don't know what this is.
Because I know there's like a small cult following of like that type of series, which is kind of cool, you know. But for me, it's never caught it. What about you, Arthur?
I'm excited for. I mean, there's definitely a thing. Like again, like this gives me Stardew Valley vibes. You're reminding me of Astroneer. The thing is, for me, I'll just say, because at least Drell, real quick to your thing, Drell, you're saying how you're not excited for this. I'm still confused how like farming simulator is such a big fucking thing. Yeah. So just like one of those things of like the community behind it is surprisingly massive. And like Church are saying is like, it's like one of those games you could just shut your brain off, and you're reminding me of Nintendo games. I feel like Nintendo to a point's the king of that, and it gave me those similar vibes like Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon, stuff like that. We're like, what have you been doing? Growing corn. How long have you been playing?
Not on Game Pass though.
6 hours.
Oh, weird. Interesting.
Oh, in that case, torch it, burn it.
Oh, there you go. Never mind.
Spoke too soon.
They just showed it right after.
Put the fire out.
How quick we were like, oh no, we're never gonna try this game anymore.
Never mind.
Just one frame could change so much. Oh, it's on Game Pass. Fuck this game. Set it on fire. Okay. Dial it back.
I do find it interesting though. Like, I'm sure like during like the quarantine days, I'm sure a lot of people played Farming Simulator. You know what I mean? Like as far as those brain dead games, like how can I not kill everyone in this house and just like relax and chill? Like how people play games probably like this.
And it's
just
so
cool out.
It's so satisfying when you get like a system going. Like I'm a big puzzle guy, so I like puzzle games too. So once I can figure out like a farmland that just walks itself, like I just feel like I accomplished something. So
nice.
It's just, I don't know, man. It's just relaxing. So
I heard that.
That's how I got into Stardew Valley. COVID, man. I was like, I'm going crazy. Cool. I need a.
I did it for the dating sim.
Let's
Hey, what you doing? What kind of crops you got?
I got the biggest farm.
No, I got a cat and started playing Stardew Valley. And No Man's Sky. So downside to COVID, I started playing No Man's Sky.
And then I think one of the biggest things for me, I know they're talking about some the Necromancer character for Diablo 4.
Hell yeah! As much as I was shitting on Blizzard, I am excited for Diablo 4.
Yeah,
I'm hopeful. Like I've become I've become hopeful for a Blizzard game. I've actually become hopeful for a Blizzard game, but I'm very cautious because
you got to be a fanboy. Overwatch 2, Diablo 4.
Because minus like Overwatch, Blizzard has shit on its founding franchises. How do they fucked? I'll say this again. They fucked up the Warcraft 3 remake so bad. They issued 100% remakes. That's fucking insane.
So what did you like about Diablo 4? What got your attention?
Well, first of all, mainly the Necromancer. Because that's my favorite class. So like to dial it back, we mentioned the class system. I said engineers, companions, summoners. So when it comes to fantasy games, summoners are my classes, or hunters if you can have a pet. So the Necromancer announcement got me excited for it. But also, I had no idea this game was going to come out so soon. I thought Diablo 4 was still like another 5 years out or 4 years out. I thought Diablo 4 was
cancel the game.
I thought because following the Diablo 4 announcement trailer, Blizzard again went on the quote offensive and was very public of this is not a game coming soon.
Yeah,
they were very public about that.
Yeah.
They were very public of this is not a game coming soon. Everything we've worked on this game, you just fucking saw. Yeah. There's no other things that going on. That is it. So that was the other thing with Diablo 4. It was a surprise to see this is I want to say this was in their 12 month,
it's around the corner,
their 12 month calendar roadmap. And so again, to add that to the Necromancer got announced, but we're at Drell's cautiously hopeful to Starfield, which we'll get more into. I'm now cautiously hopeful for Diablo or a good Blizzard game. Because again, I mentioned them shitting on their franchises. It's same thing. The Diablo 2 remake, they fucked up. The markets fucked up. The servers were fucked up. People are complaining with Diablo 2 remake. You can't. I just want to play the game by myself and play the game. No, you can't. The servers are fucked. And then to the point where one of the YouTubers I watched, I think it was Angry Joe, even tried to revisit the game 2 months later, and the servers were still fucked. He couldn't even play single player. So again, for them to,
so you're cautiously optimistic.
I'm cautiously optimistic because fucking up one game is one thing, but fucking up your flagship series, those are big red flag. Those are big red flags to me, and Blizzard has done that a lot.
Yeah. Well, fair. I think that's a fair point. I think it's a great point. What? Church, give me your thoughts on Diablo 4.
Yeah,
excited?
Some completely, I guess, I want to say completely opposite of Arthur, but I'm very excited for this game. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on this one. I've never played a Diablo game before. Besides, I recently got into Diablo Immortal. And I know the internet's been trashing it because of the microtransactions or the paywalls. I haven't really had any of those issues. I'm level 40 in it. So I had the mobile version of the game that just got me really addicted into it. So when I saw this showing up in the showcase, I was ecstatic. I saw the graphics. I'm this is the game I need to play. It looks beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
And just the way they're deciding to take the franchise, because I did some research after this, because I don't know Diablo 1, 2, or 3, or all the things that Arthur was complaining about. I just know the mobile in this game. And I like the fact that it's open world.
Yeah.
We saw the gameplay for it. It's not a linear story anymore, so you can choose the path you want to.
Yeah.
And just the ideas of the end game and the future content. I really like this kind of action RPG style game. So I'm there for it, man.
Cool.
It looks cool.
Nice. No, yeah, I think one of the biggest things. Well, I know for mobile games, there's certain ones that I like, but when it comes to, I get freaked out when my phone is sending me notifications and reminding me to play the game again. That's when I get freaked out, because I remember downloading a Crash Bandicoot game that was connected. I don't know if it was necessarily a Blizzard game, but getting notifications, hey, be sure to play this so you can level up. I remember there's a Mario game too, one of the first Mario games available on the Google Play Store, and they said your reminders to play the game again. I'm okay, this is getting this is getting ridiculous. So let me know if you get any notifications on your phone when you're not playing to play.
Okay. But, I'll let you know.
But as far as for when it comes to Diablo in general, the core basis, aside from the things that there are many, issues as far as just how they've treated the series or whatnot, the core element of Diablo, it's, it's one of the best, series, like just in general, and obviously as far as it being as popular as it is, there's a reason for it. So yeah, curious when it comes out as far as for Diablo 4. Yeah. Obviously when it comes to one of the games that we were waiting to not be game preview, is Arthur called this one. Actually, I was like, God damn, my boys are calling shit on Gamers for Life. Grounded, the full game. So we got a trailer on that one. And it's going to be out in September. So it's leaving game preview in September. The full game, we will finally get the full game. Excited. Arthur, your thoughts?
I like how they addressed that. They're like, the full game finally coming out. Like,
yeah.
they I forget what their exact wordage, but they announced, oh, you let that all. Why do you always come by when I'm busy? But again, that was the game that I did play it, and now mind you, I played it when it first came out on game preview, and that it does like stop, like it does say this is the end, like you can keep killing and doing all these things, but you can't research more things, you can't find more blueprints, like this is the limit of it. So I don't know if that's been expanded. I assume it's been expanded because I've done a game preview for so long. But I will say, as a base building game, it is really fun. I am biasly, but though like quality wise, Obsidian has been very consistent. This game is fun, and Ivan, I know you got your arachnophobia. You can turn into a little marshmallow. Yeah, it's like, oh, you have arachnophobia, but you want to play grounded? Dial up the settings, and that giant wolf spider becomes like a marshmallow with googly eyes.
Well, thank God. I'm terrified of arachnids. Your thoughts, Church?
I mean, I think this is a good thing. I'm glad that Obsidian is able to fully release the game with the story content. It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The video game is my take. Nice. It was on my watch list. I was like, this is one of the best games that I shouldn't play right now until it's finished. So like now I'm going to check it out when it comes out. I got to see if it's fun to play, because it's like, it's that, Obsidian, Morrowind, Oblivion style game where you're just kind of hacking and slashing. So I have to see if it translates pretty good. But it looks awesome. Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be so many like cosmetics to buy in this game.
It's definitely one of those games where it's like, how do I fit this within everything else they announced during this conference? But yeah, I remember playing it during the game preview days, and I was like, this is fun. I was like, they did a really good job with this, So yeah, it just, as far as the scale of everything, when you're like, a small, minute person, pretty cool. So yeah, I'm excited for once to get my hands on the full shabam. And then one of the biggest things, I would say surprising, but nice to see gameplay, and obviously create a whole other conversation as far as for the progression, or supposed progression, I'll say, Starfield. So we got to see Todd Howard's fucking face.
Y'all don't like Todd Howard. Like, y'all taking shots.
Hey man, he deserves every punch in the chest that he gets.
Man sneezing constantly.
Dude, I was like, I was a little buzzed watching with Ivan. I booed Todd Howard the second I fucking saw him. I was like, boo, fuck you, and your fucking your knockoff Indiana Jones jacket. Fuck you.
But you guys got to put some respect on Todd Howard's name. Now he has some fumbles. 76, we all know this, but we got Morrowind, we got Oblivion, we got Skyrim. Like, now, what more do you need?
Well,
again,
what more do you need?
Church, don't answer that.
I'll give you this. No. I'll answer that question, Church. I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna answer what more do you need? I need something that Bethesda has never done in the history of any of their games. I need a game that works at fucking launch, and they have never fucking done it.
Fallout. What about Fallout 3? Fallout New Vegas.
Glitchy is all shit. Buggy is all shit.
Vegas was a bit glitchy.
Oh, Vegas was Obsidian, my guy. That was
my bad.
Fallout 3 wasn't super crazy. It was worse on,
I was like,
on PS3.
See that more? I'm a little more team Obsidian.
Oh, but hold on. Let's go. We forgave Bethesda for the bugs and glitches because nobody was making games like they were making it in terms of that scale
at the time.
Yeah, that's why it was forgivable, right? Who was doing that big of an expansive open world with this so many quests? Like, we can forgive the glitches.
Obsidian.
I mean, yeah, them too. I mean, like
okay. So
no, it's for Vegas, but like before that, it was a different console, right? It's not really on Xbox.
But again, I still think Todd Howard justifiably gets all the credit. Gets all the criticism I give him. And
you lie, Todd.
Dude, he straight up lied. Again, real quick, I only have 2 minutes to it, but even just for those collector's editions, I bought like the $300 editions. I'm like, oh, you're gonna get all this. Actually, no, you're not.
I do agree with Arthur on this. Like, obviously, I agree with both of you guys. So, yes.
Oh, so kind.
Yeah, there's a lot that he contributed as far as when it comes to the vision and whatnot. One of my ASMs I used to work with, she met Todd Howard, got a photo with him. But when it comes to Fallout 76, obviously, like, he deserves every punch in the face that he got. It was far, like, verbally around that. But I have said to Arthur, I have to be gullible around Starfield because, like, I am excited for this. I've wanted something in this realm ever since I was a kid, a badass fucking space game where I can fly around, go to different planets. And you know, when we talk about No Man's Sky, but like No Man's Sky is good for what it is. Like, it's a good game for what it is. It's cool. Like, to me, as far as like my brain shutting off, I think of No Man's Sky, especially in the creator mode. You know what I mean? Because like the music is amazing. I can just fly to different planets. Not all of the planets look necessarily like super detailed and different, which is my main criticism. And it's like, this is a small team. So like, it's forgivable. That's why I say like it's good for what it is. Like, it's a great game for what it is. But as far as something that has a little more detail, you know, more of a set baseline story, and then just like a little more like customization stuff as far as like your ship and stuff like that, like I'm leaning on Bethesda to make this happen, especially with the fuck up of 76 and Phil Spencer knowing that fuck up and doing the purchase. And he has been really consistent with updates with Bethesda, whether or not Todd Howard is on the stage or during whatever X conference. So when I saw the gameplay for Starfield, I was like, okay, I'm seeing a little more, and they're doing some corrective stuff like we talked about before, NPCs, you know, coming back, you know, the storylines, dialogue decisions. You know, even though some of the stuff they're borrowing from No Man's Sky, I call it the Apple strategy. You know, it's like whatever Android has done first, we're just going to take that and make it better, and they make it better, and we're like, fuck, whatever. You know what I mean? So like, I'm fine with that. That same fucking leather suit. See,
that's anyway, iconic.
Yes, iconic, if you will. But yeah. So what I saw, I was a little more excited, and then I did like the music as well. I'm very curious to see if it's actually going to work day one. But I have to be cautiously optimistic about this, is because this is something like from a childhood perspective. I've wanted something like this for like most of my life. So if they mess this up, and it depends on how they mess it up. If it's like bugs, I can forgive that, because like everything has bugs now. Just give me a patch, fucking fix it. But if it's something as ridiculous as like Fallout 76,
no NPCs,
like
a core mechanic,
like if they pull that back when they said that they were gonna have it, like that's obviously a different conversation. But yeah, I have to be gullible around this. I just have to. But let me start with you, Church.
Yeah, so there's a lot to unpack here for me. I just want to like comment on the No Man's Sky comparisons. I've tried to get into No Man's Sky. It just, the game does not captivate me, even in creative. I just find it really boring. I don't know what to do. The planets look barren to me.
Yeah.
And from what I can understand, and Arthur, when you get a chance, maybe you can speak to it as well. The thing that made No Man's Sky great is, with the additional support throughout the years, was the stuff they added to space, not necessarily the planets. It's like the bounty hunting, the aliens you can fight. It has nothing to do with what was already core there. So when I look at Starfield, this already looks like a better No Man's Sky to me in my mind.
Yeah.
In terms of expectations, the internet was crazy. Some people think it looks like trash.
Yeah.
They didn't like the gunplay combat. To me, the combat was better than I expected, because I played Morrowind and I played Oblivion.
Yeah.
And the combat in those games have always been terrible.
Yeah, they're shoddy.
It's just karate chop. It's shoddy. Skyrim. I don't expect game-breaking combat format. So when I saw the gunplay, I'm like, yo, this actually looks decent. Like, this is better than I thought. So I'm excited for the promises of Starfield. I'm excited when I start to think of an Elder Scrolls game, and what does that mean? Like the different quest lines, the different organizations you can, join and go. The ability, like, you know what? I can probably steal weapons that I see on somebody.
Yeah.
I can probably go into like a shipyard and steal somebody's ship.
Yeah.
You know, just like the things that you can do from a Bethesda game. If they implement those features that we know and love, I think Starfield is going to be great.
Yeah.
It's expansive. Do I think all those thousands of planets are going to have something on them? Hell no. Like, that's just ridiculous. But I'm hoping there's enough Easter eggs to get me enthralled. I know there's going to be aliens. Like, that's the coolest thing about space journeys, is finding different civilizations and aliens. It's just, you know, that I think that's like the main story quest. So
yeah.
I think Starfield needs to be good. Phil Spencer wants it to be good, to have something over it.
Yeah.
The gameplay does look choppy. I don't know if it's holding a decent 30 frames per second at all. But I'm excited for the vision, and I just hope what the game offers is more than what it lacks.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my hot take real quick on Starfield.
Yeah, nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's funny because watching the gameplay now, it's almost like they're trying to, it kind of reminds you a little bit of like Cyberpunk, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very QB fonts and stuff.
I got like Doom. I got Doom vibes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. What are your thoughts, Arthur?
So interesting. So real quick, it's understandable. There's a lot of comparisons to No Man's Sky to this game, because No Man's Sky is the only other big space game we have. But to its core, these games are vastly different, because to its core, No Man's Sky is a gigantic farm, essentially, because No Man's Sky to its core is a base building exploration game. It is. It's by far the vastest one. It's like arguably the biggest one. There's been a lot of updates, but like again to its core, No Man's Sky is a base building expansion, like survival game. Now of course there are quests and stuff like that I think it adds to it, but its core, it's based, like I said, No Man's Sky and everything is based to its core on that. So it's Starfield, Starfield is, since Starfield is a Bethesda game, this one is going to have more of like a campaign, a story, guilds or factions, stuff like that. And the thing with me is like Todd Howard being Todd Howard is really setting this game on a pedestal. Like he's got multiple interviews where he says he wants this game to be the next Skyrim and be as playable 10 years from now as it is day one. So it's like what we're seeing, I know we haven't had hands on it for it yet, but like what we're seeing, we need to start asking these questions that Todd's asking us. Is this game going to be playable 10 years from now? And again, that's just not me judging that. These are things Todd is saying. And like I said, that's just what Todd does. Todd has a tendency to put things on a huge pedestal. So if it hits the mark, it's like a half of, okay, that was a huge, that was a huge mark to make. But for someone like me, I would say, well, that was his mark. He said to hit, like that was his goal, or one of his marketing things about it. I'm still nervous about it. For me with Starfield, it's not so much I'm nervous about it because of Starfield. I'm nervous about it because of Bethesda, if that makes sense. And like I still have the pain from 76. So it's not like I'm not hyped or not excited for Starfield because everything is heard about Starfield. I'm just not very excited for it or truly hyped for it because of just Bethesda as a whole right now. Yeah. Now to the game itself, what I'm seeing, there are things I did like it. Like as an RPG, Bethesda really did set the benchmark for open world RPGs. We did see the skill trees. I did think, at least in the snippet we saw, I did think that the skill tree looked a little smaller, but then they did show that you can rank it up versus one thing. Like even for example, I have my Fallout 4 skill tree poster over there. So skill tree doesn't really matter to me because that's what sets it apart. That creates replayability. Like I said, I was one of the people that did buy the Skyrim 10th anniversary edition, played it as a whole new class, and it really was like playing Skyrim for the first time. So can this game, will this game do that? Will this game be able to do that like we're being promised from Todd Howard? But like I said, from what I saw, it's good. This is a good gameplay trailer. I didn't see anything I can really shit on it as a game, really. Like Joe, the one that I had, you actually said, like, at least the fonts and stuff, aesthetic wise, it did give me kind of like cyberpunky, like cyberpunk vibes. And it was really funny how we mentioned how NPCs are not available for launch. Fallout 76 on day one in a Bethesda game. So remember how during the development of this game they came out early on. Oh, there's like 1,000+ voice lines. like they addressed a lot not directly, but indirectly, they addressed a lot of the criticisms 76 had through the promotion of this. Again, one of the biggest criticisms was at launch, a Bethesda game had no NPCs, no dialogue, no dialogue tree, nothing like that. So one of the first things we heard about this game early on was, boom, a fuck ton of voice lines were recorded for this.
Yeah, righting their wrongs, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely.
So I have like some like a view of my critiques of Starfield, like my worrisomes. The bugs and fixes. I'm at a point when it comes to a Bethesda game, I'm going to be less merciful when it comes to bugs. I mentioned earlier, right, we forgave them in the past. Because nobody was doing things on the scale. There are so many games doing on things on the scale of Oblivion or Skyrim. Like, it's the open world genre is so vast right now. And there's games that don't have as many bugs. So I'm going to be a little bit, can like this game be as good with the bugs? Do we still forgive them for those mistakes? Like, is it that like innovative? Or if not, then it's like I think I'm gonna be more harsh. Did you guys? And Todd Howard did an interview with IGN, and he confirmed something. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but there is no space to planet travel. It is a cinematic. You cannot fly your ship to land on a planet. Like, he confirmed that. Hardcore is like, no, you can't do that. He's like, that's a design decision we made early on. That is that changes everything, right?
I mean,
it's not a deal breaker, but that is disappointing.
It is, right?
To go back to the original comparison, as many issues that we were promised to not get at launch. A team of 13 at launch, you can do that in No Man's Sky.
True. I mean, you can, but like, I don't. No Man's Sky is kind of barren. Like,
that's to me. That is, in my opinion, that is the best thing about No Man's Sky. Going from one planet to another, traveling from one planet, like,
is awesome.
That is the best thing about the game. So, like, not having it in Starfield, while I'm like, fuck, man, I get to create this ship and then it travels from one planet to another via cinematic. You know, like, it's kind of sucks.
And true, but it's worrisome, right? Because in the conference, he said, look at this planet. You can land anywhere on this planet. So what does that mean? It means
once you're in the atmosphere.
It means
once you're in the atmosphere. I tell you what it means. It means that
Todd Howard is a liar.
Once again,
now you'll see what we say.
It means that I think the cities on a planet will be handcrafted. Like, and maybe they have like a self-defense system where I mean, I guess you won't see it, but when you choose another location on the planet that's outside of the city, that's when you're probably going to get the procedure-generated things, which is good because at least the handcrafted cities are going to have the detail that we want from a Bethesda game, but it's going to miss that, I guess, No Man's Sky magic that we talked about.
And you know what? Like, I appreciate them saying that up front, because maybe to your point, as far as like for gamers like yourself that are going to be a little more critical when it comes to bugs, maybe this is one of those things that helps them iron out everything else.
Yeah.
So it's a much smoother launch, and because everything is DLC, you know, and in these times they could add that later if they wanted to, you know what I mean? So like they could always say, oh, we said that, yeah, but fuck it, you know, let's give it to you guys, you know,
an update.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say, because if I had to pay to land, fuck you.
$45.
So, and the other thing too, like your point you were mentioning, like Morrowind and Oblivion, you know, and like I think a little bit to a point where when we were shooting this shit before recording, a lot of the things that made Bethesda great at the time was, it sounds weird, but like the time. A lot of Bethesda had a lot of firsts, and with technology, you know, and gaming, I feel like increasing at an exponential rate, it's really hard to do a lot of firsts now. And like what were these groundbreaking firsts, maybe even like 5-10 years ago, are now more common. So that's why I think this game is potentially the big, not make or, if not for me, make or break. But for a lot of people, this is the new test for Bethesda, because for the first time in 2 to 3 console generations, this is their first time they've had a new fucking engine since like the PS2.
And it's, you know what?
I thought they're still using the old engine.
Like, this game was supposed to be the first one this was supposed to be the new game, they said, of using the new engine. That's what they said.
Which is good because the game is 25 years in the making or whatever, or over 20 years in the making. It's like, please give me a new engine. So that's good news there. But I think one of the things that is maybe slightly worrisome is that they already talked about news as far as like, oh, like, yeah, there's going to be a Fallout 5 after Elder Scrolls 6. I'm like, oh, fix Starfield.
Yeah.
like make Starfield, and then like maybe I'll start thinking about those other two games. But right now I'm like I'm looking at this, my guy, you know, so.
My thing with this is like pretty much to a point. My bar is the bar that Todd set. The Todd Howard wants to be the guy in the microphone. Then they need to either filter what he's saying or deliver what they're promising. Because again, Fallout 76. Now we'll include No Man's Sky in this category, like Fallout, the No Man's Sky mislaunch, the 76 mislaunch, the Halo mislaunch, the Battlefield mislaunch. There was another one, but Cyberpunk. What I'm saying is, so Bethesda really has to do something they've never truly done before, and have a fully working game at launch. That is a company that, as successful as they have never done it. And like I said, the times have grown where our acceptance are the major, a lot of people are giving them, exceptions or like leeway, but for the majority of gamers now is we're done paying. I know this is on Game Pass, but we're done waiting for, hearing about, seeing, and all of a sudden come launch, the game not done at launch especially for AAA games.
It's very frustrating.
So again, to the gameplay, what I saw, I've not that many negative things about it. I did laugh when he said the scale of 1,000 planets. And I was like, there's like 200. I think the last count was like 250 million in No Man's Sky. But something to you said, Church, I liked is to a point with this whole 1,000 planet thing is almost it's almost like to a separate debate and a million and one examples, but the true randomness of procedural generation versus handcrafted, I want X, Y, and Z to definitely happen when you go here. And I think they really need to balance that. Because to your point, Jarrell, I think that is almost a negative of No Man's Sky. It's like if you have Infinity combined with Infinity, it's to a point you can just get statistically too many misses on planets, or like I've seen too many of these types of planets. I've seen too many of these types of aliens. So it's like, even though No Man's Sky has the vastness, but because No Man's Sky's bread and butter is the true huge randomly generation, planets and situations and stuff like that. Yeah. I am actually looking on the reverse of that. I'm actually looking forward to some more handcrafted, I want X, Y, Z things to happen on Bethesda, because that's something I do miss. Like I said, I did play Skyrim and got back into it with a fresh eye with a new character class. So that really did make me a little more, the needle moved a little bit of me kind of being excited for, if not, again, not Starfield just as a game, but like a good Bethesda game.
And I think it's a good point, because like just even after the game comes out, the potential for just like those 1,000 planets, the DLC is crazy, because it doesn't even need to expand more planets. You can just add to the stuff that's already there. And maybe people will feel some type of way, but just having a universe and having like a Bethesda sandbox, and we all see what the mods can do or what the DLC was in the past games. It's really good potential.
Definitely. The last thing I wanted to talk about here on the show is an announcement that occurred from one of my favorite video game creators.
I know this guy.
Has one of my favorite games, or my favorite game of all time. And we've had this conversation before, Arthur. We've had drunk episodes talking about this, me being angry, and you predicting, and I think you kind of predicted this.
Yeah.
And I was kind of skeptical as well, especially from the past reports that we've talked about, as far as like the rumors of Hideo Kojima, that's what we're talking about, bringing ideas to PlayStation and them kind of scoffing on different ideas or turning them down or whatever. So basically what I'm talking about here is that there is the announcement that the next game project will be in collaboration with Xbox Game Studios. A Steam developer himself, he announced it. Said that neither Kojima nor Microsoft shared any more details, but it's going to be a completely new game. And he definitely said it's a game that he's been wanting to make for a long time.
A passion project.
Project.
That's the second point that I called. I said, one, Kojima's going to come to Xbox. I didn't call like solo, but I said he's going to come to Xbox. And two, he's going to have the window to do what he does. And I love fucking being right.
Now, yeah. So kudos to you on that. And I was kind of thinking about that as well. Now, I find it interesting that he said afterwards, because people were really, people are fucking crazy. Some people were really upset at him because he wasn't holding an allegiance to PlayStation. I'm like, have you guys been reading any news of what's been going on with Sony? Like it's completely, it's like not the same company that it was 10 years ago. But he had another like tweet / announcement via social media saying that, they say that they have a good partnership or relationship with Sony, regardless of this. This is just something that they're doing with Microsoft. But in my opinion, bro, like they fucked up. Like to me, it's like the exact same thing as far as like the MLB The Show thing. Like they say, like in their defense, they're like, you know what? Like we decided not to work with Sony anymore. Like they didn't do anything wrong. We just decided. But from a business standpoint, my business brain, if you lose a relationship and have that relationship wandered to somebody else because you didn't take care of them far enough, because if you take care of them far enough, they won't go anywhere. People will hold allegiance. So to me, that just shows just as far as like the loss of identity of Sony. Like we talked about before recording, I think you mentioned this, Church. You were like, what is their mascot now? And I was like trying to think, and I'm like, oh, they got the Ratchet and Clank thing, and they got the Thievis Raccoonus. I'm like, what do they have? Like Hideo Kojima was one of the last really solid reasons for people to flock to PlayStation. Like I remember talking about this when I worked at GameStop. Like people literally, I saw people literally buy PlayStation 3s and 4s because of Hideo Kojima. Because of the games that released, because of Subsistence or whatever other game that came out, even Death Stranding, even though Death Stranding numbers wise, when it first came out, it did not do as well as hoped. And I think that's why Sony fucked over Kojima. Even though he has his own production studio, they kind of fucked him over. And Death Stranding did well afterwards, especially on PC afterwards. But it's just, to me, it's really disappointing that Sony is taking this macro approach and focusing on things that weren't really part of their brand initially to gain market share, but doing it in a very bad way. Like we talked about before, you're seeing God of War that came out, 2016 for $50 on Steam. No, that doesn't make any sense. Like PC gamers are cheap. You know what I mean? Like
Steam sales, man. Steam
sales, Epic Game sales. I was talking to Arthur, last couple episodes. I got Borderlands 3 for free. I got the BioShock collection for free. You know what I mean? Like this, whatever they're gonna give me, and they've had a bunch of sales too. Like I am so disappointed with their direction as far as for like how they're keeping some of these, or losing those relationships, I should say. And obviously they do have the Horizon Forbidden West, Church, you were talking about that as far as, that game was good, it came out earlier this year. So I do give them credit for that. And this state of play was much better, as far as seeing some of these other things. But I feel like for that state of play, man, to me, they didn't have a game. To me, they didn't have a game where I was like, yes, like that Overwatch 2 moment for the Microsoft conference. That I haven't had that moment in a long time. You know what I mean? I was driving. I wasn't even watching it at my home, but like having moments like that where like, wow, like that's cool that's coming that pretty soon. Like I can't say that I've had that really for PlayStation. I don't know. I mean, let me talk to you, Church, since you're, you are a Sony console owner. What are your thoughts about this whole Hideo Kojima thing? And then as far as just where PlayStation is going from a directional basis?
So my thoughts about I'll tackle the Kojima coming to Xbox first. I think it's a wonderful partnership.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Kojima has always been fascinated with like Western culture, Western filmmakers. It's where he got the inspiration for Solid Snake off of the famous movie. So him coming over here after his, struggle with the East with Konami, and then maybe even Sony now that we're speculating because Death Stranding didn't do the numbers that Sony wants. And we saw this with Sony doing this with Days Gone as well. Not necessarily getting a sequel as well because it didn't hit a certain benchmark.
That guy was mad too.
I know, right?
He's like, fucking buy the game with $60, and we're like, no.
Right?
That guy was just pissed at everybody.
Yeah, he was mad at everyone.
He was burning. He was burning bridges. My God.
Yeah.
Fuck the
Some
gamers.
men like
Fuck Sony.
And journalists are like, okay, what did he say? Say that again so I can post this. Yeah.
So I think this partnership is cool. I'm less excited about the nature of the game. The cloud-based game, I've done cloud gaming. I like Kojima. I like his weird quirkiness. I like what he does. I just hope that playing the game is fun to play. I don't know if I need to be connected to the internet constantly. I have questions, and that's never a bad place. But I can't. It's nothing negative. So how far do I think this game is out? 2 years, possibly. I think Kojima's in a place where you can do a quick turnaround, just with Death Stranding as well. So I think this is great for Xbox. In terms of Sony's direction, interesting choices they're making. They're focusing on the hits. I love God of War. That came out in like 2016, 2018. Yeah. It's the reason I bought a PlayStation 5, God of War 2. It's just straight up like my bias. I want to play that game.
Yeah.
I think the direction is focusing on the first party games and then doing DLC later. I think that they want to release Horizon, and then a year from now we won't get a DLC for an expansion next year to keep that life of that game going. Yeah. And you can see that with Ghost of Tsushima too. So I think Sony is making some of the best video games to play first party. Visually, there's nothing like God of War in this game that came out in 2018. Yeah. With Ghost of Tsushima or Horizon. But in terms of identity, I mean, I think they're losing it. I think with Xbox doing the moves and their acquisitions, you've seen Sony fighting, on the back foot. They're doing desperate partnerships with
Bungie.
Bungie, thank you, sir. Yeah, Bungie. Weird titles coming together. I don't know. Like, I don't know what their mascot is. They have this weird pseudo Game Pass, but it's not day one.
Oh man,
yeah. So I think as long as the hit's still coming, I don't think they're in a bad part, but they need to make sure the games are solid, because as identity right now, playing $70 for a game, the Game Pass option is just very limited. I think that it's very limited and not necessarily consumer friendly, gamer friendly too. Like what we want more. And those are kind of my thoughts. I'm trying to.
Great points. No, great points. Absolutely. I like what you said, especially where it's like, I need this to be fun to play. It's like, I respect you, but I need the game to be fun to play. So I think that's a great point as well. Arthur, lay it on me. What's your thoughts?
This is a long time coming, dude. I mean, how many
Really?
Yeah.
What?
I talked about this fucking over a year ago.
Yeah, as far as coming to Xbox.
Yeah.
We've been chatting about this for a while.
I mean, what the fuck happened to PT? People, you can still make if you're listening to this and you have a Sony console, a PT with PT still on it, make your fucking money and put that shit on eBay. People will fucking buy it. Like there's a reason for that. Like Kojima, like I it's got to the point where I joke with Jarrell, but there's a reason why so many people cling to these rumors every fucking time, because they want a Kojima game. Yeah. And like we mentioned how the not Death Stranding, the zombie game we just talked about with the motorcycle. Days Gone. How the Days Gone guy was shitting on Sony, and then also we had the article from the indie. Remember that indie developer where it said Sony is not welcoming to indie games.
Yeah,
Sony is not. So Sony is not welcoming indie games. So it's like you look at this. You look at like this. Like you look at the breadcrumbs of this trail of like. Again, what the fuck is Sony doing? They lost MLB The Show, and the biggest explanation point or clapback in that situation is that motherfucker was on Game Pass. That's just not even on their fucking subscription service.
Yeah.
So if you're a Sony owner and you want to play the show, fuck you, $70. If you're an Xbox customer and you want to play a previous Sony exclusive game, come on over. It's on fucking Game Pass.
Right.
So I mean, so what is Sony doing? You know, they're not welcoming to indie. They say they want blockbuster games only. Kojima's not anything. All he does is fucking blockbusters. Like his canceled game had Norman Reedus. The new game we eventually got had Norman Reedus again. So it's like oh, we're here for blockbusters. Oh, okay, well we don't want Kojima to do his passion project. Well, fucking Xbox will let him do it.
Yeah.
So it's you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The breadcrumbs of to me, this breadcrumb trail of what Sony is doing is like. what are they doing?
Yeah, it's weird because it's like, to me, I feel like looking at the numbers, right? Looking at the numbers, Sony's doing fine. Like they have what was arguably the highest selling console or whatever, like 20 million PS5 sold. Even though a lot of those consoles are not to the people that actually want to buy them. I'm seeing more celebrities with PS5s than anybody else. But so from a numbers basis, they look fine. But when it comes to the customers, the early adopters, it's like they're wiping the slate clean.
I mean,
in my opinion,
I'm gonna push back on that opinion a little bit, maybe, because it's one of those things that Sony's playing a different game than Microsoft. Microsoft is Microsoft.
They're here to win. That's what they're doing.
Well, yeah, but they also like $1 trillion company, right?
Oh, yeah.
Sony is nowhere that doesn't have the capital to compete on those levels. So those hits have to be hits. The reasons for like me to come to God, it has to work. And sadly, it is alienating some of the customers that that love the golden era of the PS2, where you had like a diversity of games, where you were taking risks on titles. But now, because the costs are so expensive to make these AAA games, it needs to be a sure thing almost. I do not think this partnership with Kojima is meaning that he's not working with Sony. I think Kojima is in the best place in his career where he can just go to this company, get some money, make the game he wants to, and go to this company and gets the money and make the game he wants to. So I think he's eating good, but I don't think Sony has lost the partnership. I highly expect Death Stranding 2 to get announced at relatively soon, to be honest with you. I think it's an easy thing for Sony to do. The assets are already there, which is improve the graphics and expand upon the gameplay. But do you guys really think Sony's not having Kojima again?
I think the clock's ticking for us to see the phrase Kojima and Xbox exclusive in the same sentence. I think we're getting closer to that.
See, because I mean, on the contrary, like he has his own production studio, so like he doesn't need to have an allegiance to anybody. He just wants to make games. He wants to make creative games. He wants to have fun doing it, right? So, but I think when it comes to Arthur's point, as far as for, if he's able to have a really good, deal or contract and deciding who to be best to work with, I could see him leaning more towards Xbox. I feel like when it comes to exclusivity, I feel like that word's kind of slowly but surely being tossed out the window because companies want market share, and they can't have market share if something's exclusive to the console. So like, things like crossplay and that stuff, like, those are things, to me, those are like examples of like, no, like everyone get in on this, you know what I mean? So, but I think when it comes to just maybe not exclusive to Xbox, but him just not really fucking with PlayStation. And the thing is that there's a lot of fans of Kojima, and he is a very stoic and very humble and like very to himself person.
Very secret of the dude.
I don't think he would. Yeah, and it's just about his business, and I respect that. Yeah. Like, but he's not a messy person. Is my point. I don't think he would be messy to be like, nah, fuck Sony. Unless he really got pissed off.
Hold on, man. You a Metal Gear Solid fan. The MGS5 had a whole fuck you thing to Konami in it. Even the demo, too.
That's Konami. No, that's Konami. That's nothing to do with Kojima. I'm talking about Kojima. I'm talking about if Kojima says, like, when it comes to him working with Sony, and if they did him wrong, and if he said, like I wanted to work with them, but they didn't want to work with me. There would be a bunch of PlayStation fans not wanting to fuck with Sony. To me, the problem with
they'll be mad, like, you scared away Kojima.
Yeah, like the problem with today is that no one's really putting their money where their mouth is. You know what I mean? So like, for example, like, I don't want to dive back into this conversation, but I'm just using it as an example. Like Fallout 76, Arthur's points on why he's upset about it and the reasons why, like, Eerie and Starfield, very relevant. The problem is so many people are still playing Fallout 76 and still playing add-ons. That's why he keeps still making it. Same reason for Grand Theft Auto Online. Fucking Grand Theft Auto Online is a mess. Like, I agree. Like, I agree with Arthur on every point that we've made. People are still playing it. They keep making content for it. The game's almost 10 years old. Like, they're still making content for it. So like, I wish people would put their money where their mouth is when it comes to things like this, because he's a treasure, man. No one makes games like him. And like, when you have people like Kojima, like, treasure that. And that's why I appreciate Phil Spencer, because he understands those relationships.
You know what? I'm with you. I think it is a big miss from Sony. I don't think they ruined the relationship, but when you have Kojima, you should have gobbled him up because he is a legend because of his games. But and another viewpoint, when we used to like look at game developers, there was the guy who made Gears of War.
Yeah.
What is, I forget his. I think he's the last one.
Belinsky. Yeah, Eric Belinsky. Yeah.
I think he's the last one.
Yeah.
Right. Not only is he Kojima,
he's like the last legend of his era.
Yeah. But
and then he created Fortnite, and then we don't know where he is.
Right.
He's like, I have an island somewhere.
Exactly. Like, will we like idolize game developers? Like, yo, this is Kojima. This is this guy. I think he's the last of it. And I think it's a valuable piece to have because it's like it is a mascot. There's your mascot.
Yes.
PlayStation, Kojima. I could have had this because he is an entity in itself. And like I think Phil Spencer sensed that too. If he can just have because Phil, it's Kojima and Phil, I guess, because since Reggie retired from Nintendo, and PlayStation. Yeah, I know, right? My body's ready.
We need you back, Reggie.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, man, shout out to Reggie. Brought record-breaking stock to GameStop.
We have few icons in this industry and fewer rock stars.
Yeah.
And I think it is a big get for Phil, if he can lock this down with this just keep Kojima, because it will be, who's the next rock star after Kojima? None. Who's the next? I can't think of one. Correct me if am I tripping? Like
if you'd have asked me like a few years ago, I would have said Randy Pitchford, but him and 2K have gone down. And like you said, like he's a rock, he's a rock star. Another thing too, again, he's an artist. And like we were saying when we were just shooting the shit before the recording, Phil Spencer's a gamer. I feel like Jim Ryan is a businessman. It feels like he's a businessman. It's like he treats Sony like a. To be fair, be blunt, fine. We all gotta make our bread. He treats Sony like a business, whereas I think Phil Spencer treats Microsoft as a tool or a window into an art. And yes, there's a paycheck that's going to come along the way, but I feel like on a creative level, Kojima and Phil will just blend better or get along better in a working relationship than the businessman that Jim Ryan feels like.
He has a gamer mindset. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He has a gamer mindset. He's a businessman, but he has a gamer mindset. He understands the early adopters. He just understands these types of relationships that are very special, and like you said, like Microsoft has the cachet and they're in a position, like they're like the third or the second most like wealthiest company in the planet. So like they have the ability to lose market share. That's why you have Game Pass. That's why you have like, oh, here it's for free. You know what I mean? Like they can afford to lose money to get more people on their app. So like they have that. But I do appreciate Phil Spencer. He thinks of it almost like on a Nintendo basis where he knows these people like that guy, like, hey, like, yeah, work with us. You know what I mean? Like, and that to me, that speaks volumes. So I guess like wrapping this up as far as for like this segment, like it would be nice to have a point where we can say like Jim Ryan, like maybe you're moving the needle when it comes to like the numbers basis, but when it comes to these early adopters and people like remembering PlayStation for what it was and some of these games and whatnot, and like them fucking over customers on like just like how they present these old school games and trying to sell them back to us for $50-$60, like no more. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like yes, you guys aren't making Microsoft money, but just manage your money better. Why'd you buy Bungie? You know what I mean? Like it's just like don't make stupid fucking decisions. Like Nintendo doesn't make as much money as Microsoft, but the decisions they make are stern and they make sense and they sell a lot of fucking games and consoles. You know what I mean? Like they just make smart decisions. So it's like I think we've talked about this, Arthur. Like if you have to look at Nintendo more on how you do business when it comes to just different decisions you make, do it. Like don't have a state of play all the time. To have a state of play when you have something to fucking talk about. That's why I appreciated this one, because there's mad stuff. Like, stop giving me a state of play for one fucking game. You know what I mean? So, like, when it comes to this last state of play, I liked it. But when it comes to stuff like this, I do not. So, I have to wait and see. And to this day, it's not, I could have purchased a PlayStation 5. I think I've had at least 2 or 3 moments, but they just have not sold me. And I'm wearing a PlayStation shirt. Like, just to remind everybody, I'm a PlayStation fan. I'm not a fan of what they're doing to this brand right now. So I'm just so nostalgic is why I have the shirt on. But yeah, that's kind of my take.
You mentioned Sony has a numbers game, like the most successful console, or like the PS5 out the gate was was the number one most bought console, outselling the Xbox Series, both X and S. Two things of that. One,
scalpers.
Well, I'll say one. They did on the tail skirts of having the most successful next gen console. They didn't go to E3 the next year, validating people for the purchase of what you're going to get the next year.
Yeah.
And then two, during the let's bring it back even more, during the Apple Epic trial, it came out that Xbox loses money from consoles, and they're like, yeah, we don't give a shit. Fuck you. Xbox, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're playing, like, Xbox is playing the long game. Like Xbox, again, we talked about a lot, but first of all, just a reminder, a lot of weird facts came out during the Epic trial. Like, a lot of weird shit that had nothing to do with the trial. Yeah. But one of the things that did come out was like profit margin and stuff like that. How Xbox, via being not audited, but subpoenaed, they had to reveal they make X amount of consoles, and it came out that Microsoft has not made a profit on consoles since in like 2 generations.
I would argue that is true. I would argue though that's probably for most. That's probably the same for Sony as well.
Oh, okay.
Because even for GameStop, like when they sold a new console,
the margins were so small.
It was like $30 on a new console.
For every brand new out the box console we sold, exactly. They made like
Sony,
$50.
Sony and Microsoft always lose money on console sales. Mm. Only Nintendo makes a profit. Mm. That's why the graphics is so bad. Because it's cheaper. No, seriously, it's the cheaper components.
No, you're right. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Especially that's a fact. I was gonna say. What you're saying, Arthur, as far as them playing the long game, they absolutely are, and they're doing it beyond beyond the console when it comes to just Game Pass. Like, to me, like it for how much they're offering, it doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. But again, Microsoft is like the second most wealthiest company in the world, so they have the ability to lose money to gain market share. Same with Amazon, they have the ability to lose money to gain market share. So
I do want to say it is dangerous because of the pandemic and the chip shortage.
Yeah.
And nobody can get a PlayStation.
And Cisco's 2025. I'm like, wait, what? Right.
Sony is playing more dangerously because of that. It actually gives Xbox more of a foothold, in my opinion. You see them gaining ground in Japan, having the same amount of units sold as PlayStation. Like, they're kind of neck and neck. If there was no chip shortage, I think the PlayStation 5s would outsell Xbox without a doubt. Yeah. But now, because it's neck and neck, when you a game developer, when I have my game, do I put it Sony exclusive? Or do I want to put it on both consoles to get the most money possible? Because before there was just such a huge gap. And the game that Xbox and Microsoft is playing is very aggressive with their approach, came out the gate swinging. Sony is doing the tried and true and not trying to do anything else to make it more like come to my console. And they could have done that with Kojima. It's like sucking all the way back to it to bring it back and give you that edge or something. But I don't know. It's just, I don't know what Sony's going to do. So.
Yeah. And I'll say another thing in terms of the whole console situation, something in terms of the showcase, something we saw a lot now too. There's an icon we only saw a little bit, but now we're seeing it more and more. Console, PC, cloud. That cloud icon was all over this fucking conference. Oh, yeah. So not only was Game Pass all over this conference, but cloud was, and that's what I mean again by like thinking ahead. Like, oh, there's a console shortage. PS5's like, let's redesign a console. Xbox is like, even with Ivan experiencing in the xCloud, Xbox is like, do you have an iPad with the Sony controller? Fuck it, play Game Pass. Like that's where they're at. And so again, thinking ahead, though this isn't a buyout. Day one, it's a partner. It's a new partnership. It's a smart partnership, and again, it's like this potentially has to be another tit for tat thing. Are we going to see potentially from Sony of if they're going to respond, or do they have the capital to respond? And it's like, how could I put this? It's like, you're right. Sony's not doing bad. Numbers say they're not doing bad, but I feel like the gap's widening, or I just feel like the potential is there for Xbox in the next 2 years to really jump ahead, because again, like we were talking about, like Sony and what they're holding out on, other than God of War, there's not like a really new big thing.
I mean, I'm going to be
like Final Fantasy 16.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, but
I see what you mean.
Yeah, it's just put on my thing of like Xbox just like, again, just I feel like just making the moves one, being able to have the capital to make the moves, and two, jumping on it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's just 20 seconds. That's my biggest critique of Sony is that I don't have a roadmap. I know that I'm getting the sequels of the games I like, but outside of that, I just don't know what's coming. Spider-Man 2, God of War 2, maybe a Ghost of Tsushima 2, but like, what else? Like, there's no roadmap.
Oh, no, the Last of Us remake.
Oh, yeah. right.
For $70. You want that, don't you? Fucking
Full price.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, and like this, like to all the themes of like Game Pass, cloud, roadmap, 12 months. Boom.
Yeah.
Like again, you were saying.
Communication's amazing.
Again, like you were saying, like this fall, there's no big holy shit. This is the holiday game to get this, to get this Christmas for adult or younger gamers. But again, with Xbox saying, hey, look, it may or may not be this fall, to me, now it kind of is because with Overwatch 2.
Yeah.
But hey, boom, most of everything you just saw, 12 months.
Yeah.
So, fuck.
Brilliant stuff there. And I think that's going to close it out here for the Gamers for Life podcast. A long one, but a goodie at that. Church, I'd like to thank you, man, for coming to the show.
Thanks for having
me. Being in
me.
person, man, just good shit, man. We got to have you back another time very, very, very soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was great. It was finally good to be on the couch, and have this dialogue, man. Anytime. And Persona 5 is awesome. Go play it.
Very cool. Well, it's going to wrap it up here for the Games for Life podcast. Again, each and every Friday, so Saturday, discussing all things games. I'm one of your hosts, Jarrell. With me is my co-host, Arthur Thomas.
That's me.
All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.